That's really good.
Yeah.
Sven has been popular right now.
Precisely.
That's another one.
You,
Did you happen
you
to see
talk
our
to
last
me?
series, Secret versus SG?
I caught bits and pieces.
Did you see
You talk
the?
to me?
That was the best Ogre Magi Fire Shield game I've ever seen in my life.
No, I don't know
Because
why.
I mean, have you experimented with
Yeah,
Fire
I've played a
Shield?
little bit of Ogre.
It doesn't really
BSJ.
feel like that amazing, right?
I actually think it feels pretty good most of the time. Yeah.
All right. Well, my experience has
Yeah.
not been like amazing, but
Yeah.
they were specifically played up against Sven Io,
Uh-huh.
Earthshaker Core, Enchant Totem, and Mars.
Told you a storm was
Yeah.
coming.
I was like,
Yeah, it's-
God damn.
you're reducing a lot of damage.
It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And now I just, like I always think that I love support experimentation.
Yeah. I think
It's,
this whole Legion 5, right, it started with Puppy at Hamburg a couple of years back.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
And I think it was a
yeah.
pretty
MMR is
interesting
just a
interview that they
number.
asked him, like, why are you playing Legion Commander 5? And he just answered, well, all the 5s are just bad. And why not play a core? And that, I think, opened up this idea of, like, running a lot more heroes as 5s.
I think, yeah, exactly. And you also just don't have to spend as much gold, right? Like, buy a sentry. Everything else can be spent on yourself. And
Yeah.
else, like, they're really, the support role has kind of changed to just like, okay, you won't farm creeps. But it comes down to what's the best kit. Like, what gives my allies the most support
Yeah.
within a game? And LC just, BKB lockdown is really tough to come by. I also wanted to touch on OG's final bans I thought were really nice. We don't like the Venge as much as perhaps the Darkseer or Enigma, which were banned out. Because T1, they didn't have that big AoE ultimate finisher, and that's also, of course, to cover the Slark that's coming. 'Cause
Yeah.
an Enigma
Seconds
pick
to battle.
would have actually been real nice, even with a Rubik already on your team.
Yes. I think it's very similar to how Rubik and Jakiro interact. It makes Rubik's game better, but it doesn't necessarily counter Enigma's game. Enigma still does what Enigma wants to do. So whether Rubik is there or not, it doesn't really change anything for that matter. So, like, whether you should pick it or you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for anybody who's tuning in and maybe doesn't watch a ton of Dota, can you guys break down very simply what are the strengths
The battle
of
begins.
T1's lineup and what are they looking for compared to OG?
Okay, so I think T1, in order to win this game, they need to do well in the lanes, and then they need to use the advantage they get in lanes to stop OG from running at them. Because OG is going to hit a timing similar to the last game, where T1 is trying to farm the Vengeful Ags, they're trying to get Storm's items, and they're trying to farm up the Troll. And they need to play kind of like response Dota. And when you end up in that position against OG, I think you generally will struggle. But if you can apply pressure to OG and force OG to fight on your terms, I think that's where they might struggle a bit in this particular game.
Especially a Storm who's ahead, like you can straight up take over the game. I like this start though. They're looking to tri-lane, and I think this is a great answer to both an LC support and a Slark.
Yeah.
Slark hitting these levels.
Yeah.
You want to trade. You can't do that in a 3-on-3. And just straight up spam the spells.
So they're trying to push in the first wave here to get lane control. If you look at 23 Savage, he's trying to drag the creeps up to connect to the next lane.
Perfect.
Which will make the Train Protector all the more effective.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to cut off people, get a good Nature's Grasp in. And that just depends on Cuckoo having an okay time, which we saw, like, Faith Beyond, they would do this all the time on LGD when they were running the offlane Venge. They would just kind of throw him to the wolves at the beginning.
Yeah. I think Slark is actually a pretty good hero against most tri-lanes, though. Especially tri-lanes that don't kill. Because you're going to get a lot of farm. Once you hit level 2 or 3, you're very hard to go on. So as long as you have sustain for the Slark, I think he's going to be able to get quite a lot of CS here in the bottom lane anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, they control the lane, but they've given up level 2. The one benefit of No-Tail as well, the Q provides easy ways of just insta-killing Archer.
Yeah.
Oh, and they forced the TP from Saksa, and now they just move Jakiro back up top, but no lane control there either. Kind of an odd movement from T1, to be honest, but yeah,
I like it. I think it's good. I think that they're throwing off the laning phase. They're not letting it just play out the way OG wants it to. And I think they're making the game weird, which throws off timings, and it gives Storm space mid. And I think they want to play off of the fact that Storm beats Ember in the lane mid, and then he's able to get control wounds and apply pressure.
That was really cool, because when they did that rotation, it was also just perfectly timed for Whitemon to get a hard camp.
Yeah.
So he immediately gets creep equilibrium, which was what Kyle, you said, it was kind of a problem. Now they're going to put some pressure onto Seb, where he was probably wondering, where the hell is my creep wave? And he meets Whitemon, who's now in lane, and they're going to move No-Tail over.
Yep, he follows Jakiro.
Yeah. So now suddenly they have a Troll Treant against Slark Rubik, which is a good lane matchup for them. I think what T1 are doing right now is actually very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
They're making OG like respond to the way they want to play the game. And now instead of OG applying pressure to them, they're dictating how this game goes.
It's such a cool idea, that the fact that they can, that starting off with an aggro tri-lane resulted in this, that basically OG, they knew they were going to respond in a certain way that they would be able to get an advantage.
I think they probably talked about this as soon as the draft ended. We go tri-lane. If Rubik comes bottom, I go top. We pressure like this. This way we get like our mid laner to come online, and they have like it really feels like they're playing with an idea. And I always like seeing that when you see these teams, like for example, we said OG, right? They have a lot of different strats. But if T1 feels like they know what they're doing, they might just be the stronger team.
Yep.
Yeah, again, I was super excited for this matchup because I thought like these were going to be two titans of team fight just smashing against each other. And we might be able to get that in this game too.
Yeah, I think like we did our best to pretend like that last game was close in anybody's game, but realistically, once it was that 15-minute nighttime and OG had total control, like T1 just can't play Dota. This is a very different type of game, and I think we're going to see a much closer one as a result.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first game, I didn't really understand their last pick either, but this time now that I see the way they've set up their lanes, the way they're trying to approach the game, I think it makes sense to pick this Venge. Venge is like a pretty good hero for this type of playstyle, where they have 3 lanes that they can kill. They have initiation on all 3 lanes. You have Troll with the slow, you have Venge with the stun, and you have Storm with the pull. So they have the option of like making moves on all the lanes.
he knows he's gonna go for the slight steal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's. And
wow.
he's gonna go get the double bounty or the double
Beautiful.
water rune. That is very smart by
Top.
Carl. Let's see if he actually wins through this. With a flame guard pulling him back in, he's gonna be able to take out the. Oh, if he runs into the second remnant, it'll go away. Oh, we missed out on first blood as a result. But this fight is so fun.
That. Oh man. That was like a what's the Eastwood movie? The Standoff.
Sumail keeps on going. They actually trade supports, but Sumail has racked up some serious stats. Is going to be able to get the double kill in this lane. So T1 may have gotten the lanes that they thought they wanted, but ultimately lost that bottom one.
Oh, and he had 20 stick too, so he's just full HP flannel. That was so cool. They just sat there for 3 seconds.
That was just like both of the players know exactly what's going to happen, and they're like trying to throw off each other's timings. That was beautifully played.
Yeah, and then the fight for top rune where Carl like, ah man, so good. If either player blinks, they probably get the kill, maybe straight up win the lane, but nobody did.
Yeah.
Bringing 23 Savage to the top lane. Looks like they no longer want to play out this bottom one with Sumail getting so big. They're going to try and run down Seb. Seb nicely positions himself to be able to get multiple stuns. They managed to hit him a couple times. He's still bleeding out on damage, but the dual breath didn't hit him, so they have to get a little bit more. Finally, they get the magic missile, and that'll finish him off.
That was just like he mischief dodged the auto attack.
Yeah.
That you saw him start the animation of jumping into tree, but got hit just before. That was pretty nice.
Extremely close.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought he was going to get out there.
Yeah, I mean, Seb, still impressive. You know, one eye, boomer fingers. He's still got it.
They had top 3 net worth there for a moment, so definitely feeling good about their laning phase.
Yeah, I think despite what T1 did in the early game, it seems like all the OG cores are managing quite fine, and I think these kills bottom really bumped Sumail up.
Oh, hey, Saksa. It's me, Carl. I've got a double damage rune. 3rd kill for T1.
Would have preferred if they let Carl grab it. I think he got a little, he just didn't stop, cancel the attack he had originally.
Yeah.
But your trouble is that, you know, this Slark is having a free game. He's now level 6, so he's effectively always on map. And Sumail is the win condition, right? That's the hero we're concerned about T1 finding an answer to.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean...
Oh, he's going to jump after him. Thompson. He's got that remnant left. The damage through was not enough, and Carl got the last hit there with the DD. Very nice. These two playing up against each other mid is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're both very, very important for their respective teams. I think T1 absolutely needs Carl to come online. And then I think they need to control the rune spam. This DD rune is what effectively gets them this kill mid, and whoever gets the 8-minute rune is going to have a pretty big advantage.
I want to point out something I think that is pretty cool. Remember when they were top lane, the troll TP top, they went for the kill and Seb got it. The Venge and the Tree walked all the way to bottom lane to keep their TPs up.
Yeah.
So if OG tries to get aggressive, they can still respond.
Yeah, I think they learned from the first game, right? They want to be able to play pace. Like they want to be able to match whatever OG does.
Yeah. still not dealing with Sumail, who currently has 4,000 net worth, when the second highest is still Thompson at 3. They're going to rotate in the Storms here, though. Carl trying to look for a big win here in the top lane, and this pace is going to net them probably 2 kills here, as both the supports on OG will fall.
Yeah, this does, however, mean that Ember gets a free rune, so let's see what he can do with that response.
We'll see. Everybody's beelining for them. Top's going to get controlled by OG of all the runes, man.
Here comes the response move.
Oh, Carl, he's not afraid, even with Thompson here. He says, okay, probably don't have chains. Not really in much danger here. Thompson going to make use of that arcane rune to make sure he's going to survive here. Seb going to receive a helping hand here, a bit of a purge. Dealing with that Jakiro, which is going to be a constant problem for him. Zephyr is going to be run down by the Ember Spirit.
He knows the radius of this Remnant so well. Like, he's just dancing around it like it's a landmine. I'm going to grab a quick stack. And the nice thing about this, though, for OG is that their carry is completely protected. Like,
Has Sumail played against heroes during this entire series when he didn't want to?
Seriously.
No.
I feel like he's just been hitting creeps. Yeah, the OG's doing a great job of moving attention away from their carry.
I mean, we've criticized him, right, for not using his minimap in this game.
He doesn't need to, that's why.
Who cares what's happening?
Yeah,
if we go to player perspective, it's what Cap's looking at right here, his bottom lane.
Yeah, if your team plays the way OG does, you genuinely don't need a minimap as a carry player.
Yeah, those are called inside jokes, guys. You got to give context to the viewer. You say, we've criticized them. You didn't say it on broadcast. So what are you guys talking about?
We've been joking about it the last couple of days, that if Sumail had an option to hide minimap, he would.
See more of his screen.
Exactly.
Mm. And that's a joke that stemmed from his time on Liquid.
On Liquid.
And that why did that happen?
You would have to ask your best friend William Lee.
Well, yeah, I mean, you told me he died once when he had vision,
That's
and you guys
probably
just
what happened.
memed him out of existence.
Probably, I don't remember how this started, but it was probably he got ganked mid when there was a ward, and William was watching his parry perspective, thinking Sumail's gonna back off here. And then Sumail didn't. And then William was like, Sumail, use your minimap. It's good. And then we all started naming him.
And then it's just set in stone. Carl's out of mana. Oh, well, actually, he does have 6 Magic Wand charges, so he's kind of baiting him in a little bit for one last jump away, and that jump is far enough. Sumail trying to catch him midway through. 23 Savage right in the middle of all of these heroes. Sumail not too afraid of him, as after, he's going to be at swap back. 2 seconds, he doesn't actually have his ult. Oh no, Sumail. T1 realized they made a grave error. Seb is going to be able to get off a good ultimate though, and in return, 23 Savage has overextended himself and receive tips from OG.
That is unfortunate. I think 23 said it best. Sumail, a bit of a blunder there. I think he was trying to like catch the storm mid-zip almost, but as you said, the mana was enough to get him out. And then Savage just kind of returns the favor.
I think the storm went too far. Like I didn't expect him to be able to jump that far. He must have had a soul ring that's
Yeah, between Soul Ring and I think it was 6 Magic Wand charges.
Yeah.
Whitemon almost dying there. Thompson still playing the edges, looking for that last light. They are going to be able to get a nice overgrowth, lock him down with the Ice Path followed up. Thompson's dead. Sumail may just fall again if they can somehow get in front of him. They've got to swap. Sumail's going to show. There it is. Swap back. Stunned while the Dark Pact is down. And T1 holding their ground, holding the line around the Tier 1 tower, winning these fights.
And this goes back to what we talked about earlier, right? If you let T1 fight, if you let them play to their limits, you put them in a position where they're allowed to play Dota, they're a fantastic team. And they're showing that here. They're holding their own against OG.
Carl's balling out. He's 5-0-3. But like his score doesn't really reflect like how much he's like had to play Dota this game. Pretty much dueling Thompson since minute 2. Another kind of uncharacteristic mistake from Sumail. Yes, I am talking to you. I'm not quite sure why you keep going middle and pouncing into Tier 1 towers, my friend.
Yeah, he was having a totally free game. Like, don't you just kind of like chill out for a while?
I think the Storm thing, it would have been a big play, you know? He didn't expect the Soul Ring. He gets that. We're talking about how sick of a play that is.
That's true. That's true.
This is what Dota comes down to ultimately, like these small things. And I think right now, when it comes to the micro decision making, T1 looks slightly sharper. I think OG, when it came to the macro and like the decision making and understanding how to execute their drafts, that's really been their strength.
Yeah.
And I think when OG's forced to play these micro decision making games, that's when they sometimes tend to suffer.
Yeah. No, it's a really good point because like this game, there's no huge like strategical.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Wow, like they just gotta play Dota and hope the best.
They're going to pop out, but at the same time, T1 did smoke over, so it's going to be a full-out team fight where Carl, he's going to target down the Rubik first. They're going to be able to get on Thompson as well. No root just yet. Slide into a chain out. They're going to be able to get away on him. The core survived. The supports will die.
It's so hard to play into Jakiro tree. Like, you can just see, you know, maybe in the past you had experience playing like World of Warcraft, you know, standing just slightly out of range of the fire or the roots. But in this case, if you catch it for a second, I think No-Tail was saving W there, but ends up just kind of standing in macro fire and dies to a root troll.
Sumail did get solo mid-tower as a result of that.
So this is what OG does so well, and I noticed them doing in all these games. Like, yeah, they lost the team fight, but they traded 1 for 2, and they only effectively lost their 2 supports. T1 burnt a lot of cooldowns, they brought their carry to the fight, and Sumail's just free farming still. Sumail's getting to choose when he wants to fight against heroes. So even though like he's died twice here, a little bit uncharacteristically, it's only been because of his own mistakes. It's not because T1's able to apply any pressure to his game. And it's pretty telling. It means that OG are heavily in control of the game. And I think if you ask the OG players right now, like, who's winning, they're like, we're dominating this game. Everything's going the way we are expecting it to.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson got away with this pretty greedy build as well, maxed out W and like Maelstrom already. Like, he's just able to farm now very efficiently. Yeah, Seb.
Over here
Jump in, jump out.
Looking good.
Rune spawn bottom, ultimately DD for Thompson. So you're saying that like OG probably thinks that they feel really good about this game. Dota Plus actually has T1 up 66%. Do you agree with that? Are you saying like just OG thinks that this game is going fine, but it's not actually the case, or what?
I think OG are happy because they're in control. They're setting the pace of the game, and I think that's what they want to be doing. And they know that as long as it's like the game is on them to mess up. They know that T1's going to respond to them. They just need to predict in what way they're going to do it and then react to what's happening. And I think as T1, you don't feel good because you're always playing the response game to the enemy team. You're not like if you notice, trolls in every engagement. Every time we move our camera somewhere, there's a troll there, and he's being poked, he's being harassed. But Carl is balling out of control. So I mean, Carl is feeling himself for sure. He's enjoying this thoroughly.
Now, you say they won't feel good reacting all the time. Is that just like a general rule, or do like some players or teams prefer reacting to the enemy making moves?
So I think you enjoy reacting when you're killing them and then you're getting something out of it. You know that you're progressing your game. You're getting closer to where you want to be. And I mean, obviously they have been, but I think like if you think about all the small things that are going in their favor, all it takes is one of these fights not to, and then suddenly we're going to feel like Slark is unkillable and we can't do anything about him. So I think from OG's perspective, they feel like they can lose 10 fights, but as soon as they win one, the map is going to open up for them.
Okay, so T1 has to parry perfectly every single time.
Exactly.
And we haven't seen them slip up yet.
No, exactly. I think what T1's doing is like perfect, but OG also are aware of that. Like, it needs to keep going this way.
And I love, you know, you can
caught him.
Oh, hang on.
White Mount quickly killed T1. Or actually, they stole Macropire on Soxa. That's a big pickup.
Sumail, he went for the Dark Pact cooldown, and it's because he's just kind of the win condition. And like Aiden is saying, like his deaths are kind of on him. It's really tough for T1 to deal with Slark in this game, unless Troll or Storm just gets like an item ahead. And even then, it's still a little rough because you're playing with No-Tail in your back pocket. So I think that's part of the reason Carl's like skipping the Orchid here, because it's still not killing Slark. Even if he can't save himself, if No-Tail's just there, that entire item is now squandered, and I really like the Kai-San for that reason, just better fit here.
It feels like T1's strategy to win this game is they're going to try to play like a ball so Slark doesn't feel comfortable running into them, and then they're going to try to kill off the other heroes. They want to leave Slark for last and like deal with him once they get there.
And you said early on, like, the strategy for T1, win the lanes, which they didn't actually do, but the other thing you said was they need to stave off OG's aggression, and, like, during this crucial period of time where Venge, Storm, and Troll all need items. And we're about to reach the end of that, right? Cuckoo is about to get his Aghanim Scepter.
And that is huge. Like, yeah, Venge doesn't help too much with the Slark, but it is a great defensive save for the Pounce. But it's also really nice against Monkey King. You can get him out of the Wukong.
Absolutely.
We saw it used offensively to get Slark killed earlier.
And swapping Monkey out of, and
Aghanims doesn't give charges to the Slark. In addition, it's like 2 lives, right? So you can just be this frontliner that your team kind of needs, plus damage steroid for the Troll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, stolen Macropire. That's actually going to do enough damage to be able to quickly kill Carl. Great play from Soxa and Sumail. And a big pickup, too. 599 bounty. for Carl.
The sentry, was that just, he didn't have vision of the Slark because he got close? You know, do they have the root?
Chained in
Gonna go for it here. Cuckoo does have this, oh, he actually doesn't have the Aghanims just yet. The Overgrowth just off the mark there. Little awkward. 23 Savage not able to catch up to Thompson. It's just this trio that is forcing a pretty big response out of T1, but the Axe is now here for Cuckoo.
I'm loving just No Tail is just so good in these games. Like, he always seems to be right place, right time.
I think that's always been one of his biggest strengths as a player. I mean, his understanding of the map, I think, like, for as long as I can remember, I've always thought is like probably one of the best in the world. Even back when he used to play carry and used to play these Nagas and stuff, he always knew like where to be, where to cut, what waves to be on. And I think, yeah, he's utilizing it perfectly here, even as a support player.
Yeah. Like, if Thompson doesn't have No Tail with him there, he just kind of feeds, and he's like, what's he doing, guys? But
Yeah.
No Tail with the immediate cleanse of the initial stun. Like, the root, we heard the root animation, and it didn't seem like he spent any time rooted.
Yeah, so let me tell you a secret. I learned this when I was playing with Sumail. When you have these really over-aggressive player types, like Sumail when he's mid, or Thompson, you kind of get it for free almost, because you know they're going to run into trouble. Because you've seen it happen so many times that you can easily position yourself behind them. And if the enemy team doesn't respond to these players, they're just going to get so much out of the map.
Yeah.
Nice long jump from Carl is going to be able to catch. Oh no, Saksa caught him with the telekinesis and stole ball light.
I really like that point because I've had the experience of the opposite kind of player, which is passive to a fault. And the trouble is when you play around them and they don't push their limits, you end up feeling completely useless because nothing's happening on the map.
Yeah.
When you play around these guys that know what to do, that get in there, that create action and chaos, suddenly you feel like you have a purpose.
Precisely.
I feel like occasionally our casts just serve as a sort of therapy for Kyle to be able to get over his former team experiences.
I'm just here for the Dota cap. It's nice to watch good players at the best of their abilities.
Long jump
battling
over.
out.
Zev gonna be caught, but immediately there is gonna be the purge coming out from No Tail, but they still can keep going. Duel going out, just trying to keep the storm in place, but it's gonna be a duel that is actually not one, just ever so barely. Turns around, nice stun, but mana, okay, they don't want to chase any longer, and it's probably for the...
Love Seb's filter. He had the Echo Saber queued up initially, but I think Mage Slayer, even as the offlaner, is just the right choice. It's something I love about OG is that they're always getting these items that are right for the game to help out the heroes that count. In this case, it'll be this Clark.
I'm interested to see how this Mage Slayer plays out.
Oh,
Jukes.
Jukes out of the magic missile. Thinking about pursuing here, especially with the Storm Sphere being chased away there a bit. He can come back to join this team fight perhaps, and they're going to be able to hit a nice two-man stun. Cuckoo may be the first to die, but remember, he's got that extra life. Throws out a magic missile, keeping Sumail back. T1 do a pretty good job. They do have BKB on the troll, so they might be turning this. BKB, there it goes. Who's he going to target? They swap back in No Tail, which is who they want to be able to gun for. They finally get off the field. And Sumail, he doesn't have any mana. They lock him down, finish him off. Nicely played by T1. 50 seconds, he's dead for T1, turning on a dime. They're so good at kiting team fights back and re-engaging.
Yeah, I think
They're battlers, they're brawlers, and OG are playing to their strengths.
Yeah, I think this game they have they have a draft that can play the game.
Yes.
I think OG really managed to corner him in the last draft and put him in a position that they didn't feel like they knew what to do.
Yeah.
But this time around, they're playing perfectly. I think one of the key things for these team fights, Vengeful Spirit is one of the best heroes against saves because you can either swap the save hero out of position, or you swap the hero that you're going on out of position, so the save hero can't use the spell.
It's deceptive because OG, they kill the Venge and they feel good, right? But Cuckoo is fine with that. Suddenly his spells are back up. A great setup. And then Whitemon gets the double ice path to ensure the kills. And 23 Savage, I was like, man, you're in some big trouble. But he had to save the ulti, because if he pops it while he's still in Wukong's, then the whole fight just takes place under Seb. And T1 are really just done for. But because he gets it off so much later, Sumail's now out of position with no ultimate. They have no Wukongs. They really have just no save left. And suddenly things turn out A-okay. But still anybody's game.
Absolutely. Anybody could do this still.
What do you think of the Aghanims on Sumail? Because I feel like that's an item for when you're snowballing hard. Like, the double pounce is nice, but, you know, it doesn't feel like he's strong enough to just kind of get into the middle of T1 and battle at the moment.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think the idea is probably just to be able to get in, kill one, get out, or catch Storm, chase him down, like, just more disable, more mobility. I think it's always hard to question mobility. It's always so strong, especially in these types of games.
Dire's top
Is there
tower
any way
is
it can
under attack.
answer like the swap? Right, he pounces one, they get swapped out of it, but he could still keep going, right?
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Question. The thing is, I just fear, like, this is the Venge factor. Like, Troll's just a stronger carry. Even though Sumail's slightly ahead in the net worth, if you look at the itemization, just Falcon Blade, Maelstrom, BKB with a Venge behind you. Like, that Venge counts as that extra item.
Yeah.
And that means, you know, Sumail won't really be able to trade too well against 23.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for OG, it's not about the carry killing the other carry. It's more about how can you kill out the supports.
Yeah.
I think both the supports of T1 have been doing a great job of knowing their limits and surviving on a sliver of health.
Oh, they managed to catch him, but there is going to be the defensive swap. 23 Savage is going in. He's going to try and deal with Thompson first, but a stolen swap from Sox is going to be able to get him out, but the Overgrowth catching Sumail again while the Dark Pack was down. Cuckoo dies, but immediately comes back as a Spirit, catching Seb, swapping him out of his own ultimate and keeping him in place. 23 Savage is keeping the rest at bay, and his team can deal with leftover behind Seb and go straight for Roche.
Hard. I mean, the supports, Insania just said it, like,
Yeah.
they just straight up win that fight. Zephyr also has Holy Locket, Heal Talent, and Living Armor. So, yeah, you can initiate on my Stormer Troll. I'm just gonna keep you alive. It's a ridiculous amount of heal and armor. And then there's an Ice Path on 3 heroes.
Yeah.
Like, Sumail doesn't do damage.
But his
Something
fate
very interesting
will
that Zephyr also did this game is he maxed out
rise
Leech
again.
Seed. I don't think I've ever seen that done before. But to be honest, I've been on the panel. It's been hard to see exact skill builds for people, but it makes a lot of sense to me when you see the game play out and how
Yeah.
it plays out. If anything goes on the backline, he drops Leech Seed, they all get healed, they're playing like a ball, so it just gives all of them so much effective health.
Yep. 35% healing increase as well, so obviously it doesn't help you with your grasp, but it just ensures that you're going to have even more sustain for your allies.
Yep.
And they're really not able, I feel like you want to find Whitemon in the back end of Jakiro, but it's just not a possibility. And even if you were to do so, Cuckoo has the swap. The Venge really seems like it's paying off. Like, we questioned it, but it gives them that ability to ball up, to your
Yes.
point.
Yeah.
Because you have all this sustain and a little bit of the damage amplification, so your carry just all of a sudden 2k ahead with an Aegis.
Yeah, I think the difficult part of the game for T1 was really getting to this point, getting to the point where they can ball up. OG now, I think they're gonna have to try to split them up. They're gonna have to force these heroes out of position and force like multiple initiations at once. They have the tools to do it. They just gotta be able to like get the Ember going on one target, get the Stark in on another. Because if they're all balling down on the same hero, it's just gonna be swapped recently.
Yeah, one nice pick off the BKB from Thompson is caught by the Overgrowth from Zephyr. Still has decent amount of magic immunity time, but is it going to be enough to be able to get him out of this hell? As T1 surrounding him with so many heroes, and he's out of remnants. He is out of HP too. Double kill for Carl.
Thompson, BKB into the tree. A really nice job by Zephyr. Another reason the hero seems very strong in T1's hands. They needed their own tool of BKB.
Yeah.
They've got it now. Sanj and Yash on the 12. It really feels like it's T1's game to lose now. 24-10. You got to be feeling yourselves. Still anybody's game in terms of like the gold differential, but you know, if anyone would agree with us, it's probably Seb, who hates the fact that you see net worth on the top of the screen, because that has nothing to do with who's winning in a game of Dota. It's about timing, it's about team compositions, and it does feel like Dota Plus has that same idea, because even in gold, 81% win rate, you got to figure T1 going to outscale.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've weathered the storm, so to speak. Like, OG needed to take control and take control early, and there's still absolutely hope, but they gotta play these fights smart.
23 Savage was very far forward, and OG looked to be able to potentially punish him. Not going to be able to get the immediate duel. The swap from Sox is still stolen and still managed to get out No Tail. Pounds forward, Sumail does manage to get on top of the support, so there is going to be Whitemon down. An important member of T1 to be able to stay alive in these team fights. A swap back in, managed to get the duel. 23 Savage gets the duel off. Sumail keeping him inside of the Wukong's command, where he will die there. OG finally managed to win a team fight, a big one at that, where they get 3, and Carl thought maybe they could turn around on a Seb, but Seb does have Sumail right behind him, so even if they do manage to kill this Monkey King, they may be losing both of them here as, oof,
Oh no, 23 Savage, what have you done? Okay,
bad time for lag.
what?
So,
Was
like
he
we talked
lagging
about,
30 seconds ago when he was farming tower by himself?
this is the thing, right? If they ever drop this ball, they don't have the positioning, they don't have the way they don't position their heroes the way they were doing earlier. This is what's going to happen. And OG are always on the prowl. I think they're going to take over the entire map now, try to clear out the vision, and then make sure that they are able to continue chasing the T1 heroes down once they spawn.
He's got 196 extra agility.
Damn.
Can't click the Monkey King. Don't click
Seb
me, then.
Chad. Please.
This is very unfortunate because that was a stolen Venge stun, and I think Carl might be in trouble now as well.
Yeah, they're going to be able to catch both of them. They do manage to finish off Seb, which was what the original trap was laid for, but it doesn't matter.
53 stacks on Sumail now. He has 212 bonus agility.
Yeah, it's almost as, that's I mean, more than the 196 I pointed out 10 seconds ago.
Focus on observing, Cap.
I'm leading this TriCast and doing observing. The least you could do is listen to me when I talk, Kyle.
I'm so focused there. The Dota is fantastic. Okay, so we already see the big mistake has just happened, which is somehow 23 Savage is dead alone in front of tower. Then comes out immediately BKBs, which I think is actually a mistake here because suddenly he can't, like, he's backing with BKB, right? Yeah. And to your point, Aiden, they now don't have the tools to properly position a fight. He has to use ulti. He's swapped in, wins the duel, but look at how this fight happens now, right? Everybody's zoned by the Wukongs, and he's just stuck inside of it. This is when Monkey King plays well into Troll. If you can force this, you're going to always be happy.
Yeah, it's just the Monkey King arena here just zones off anything, but they really need the Venge to be present when they take the fights.
Dude, Sumail, he still's got some stats going, and he's not slowing down whatsoever. These pounces are staying on top of these supports. They cannot seem to get away.
Become peace.
Swap back in, no tail. Now he's in an awkward position. They're going to jump onto 23 Savage, turns around, pops a BKB before the stun can come in for the Monkey King, but again, he's going to retreat with that BKB. No, he's not. He's going to finish off Sumail. Turns around real quick, blows him up, does manage to get the swap back in, and 23 Savage heals up just a little bit. Can he finish off Seb before and stay alive? He does. Thompson's going to come in, trying to finish off 23 Savage, does get that one. With the BKB, might be able to get two here. Zephyr, just one slide away from dying, actually does die to Saksa. Chaining up two, TPing out, doesn't leave a remnant behind.
No mana for the pull. We were talking to No Tail the other day. He said Fog's Line is the best because you can use it when you're winning or you're losing. It's the best flame or a way to keep your team motivated. As we once again hit a pause. Oh, but it's nice to take a break.
Yeah, this has been a very, very exciting game.
I like this.
Nice to get the pulse down a bit. Absolutely.
Why are you guys looking at me?
You're in charge.
Okay, analysts, please talk about this game state.
It's paused currently. Nothing much is happening.
That's a good observation. I didn't realize that.
You're welcome. That's
we
10
have a replay.
KMMR analysis
you
for
can,
you right
you
there.
can break down this replay
Feel
that
free,
I
Kyle.
shouted over.
Well, No Tail does not have his W available. Sumail uses
away.
Dark Pact. Then you're going to see Sumail go right back in again. Dark Pact. However, he does not press his ultimate button and gets immediately silenced as it fades by Carl just before he tanked that stolen Venge stun. So, Sumail dies as No Tail had no ability to save his carry.
Sick timing from Carl. That was really good.
That was very good. And that's what makes playing into the Slark so difficult because it's, like, of all heroes that kind of demonstrate the frustrating nature of Dota, it's like, did you get the Orchid? Okay, well, you've won the fight. Oh, did he hit Q or R just as you did? Well, you've lost the fight, and them's the breaks.
I think you gotta love to gamble if you want to play Slark. It's like a little bit of it, right? It's a mind game of, am I gonna Q or am I not? So we were having this discussion on the panel earlier about, what if you showed mana bars for both sides? Like, if you could see the enemy team's mana bars. A hero like Slark would instantly die, right? It would just ruin the concept of Dark Pact, because you would just see the mana bar move. So it was a hard no on my end.
Indeed, and I will say I would also love, because we both play... Oh, hang on.
Oh,
Thompson.
Hold up.
Command from the
Not going to be able to get away. Maybe his Spirit can get out? As they do have the Train Protector on the way. Yeah, they're kind of realizing they're not going to go for the Spirit at all. In fact, if anything, they may be swapped back into Doom here. Seb, got to be silenced. Carl not fully committing to this one, though. They haven't seen the Slark just yet. Cuckoo, he's going to try and start backing away. Thompson's looking for some of these heroes. Sumail pounces forward. He's going to go for Whitemon here. Starts stealing some of those stacks. Tries to stake on top of him and should be able to get that kill on the right-hand side. Thompson does catch the other support at the same time. That's going to be Zephyr. At the same time, Sumail has to be careful here, especially with the Cuckoo. His Spirit is going to get burned out, but he could buy back if he wants to and rejoin this fight as a full-out hero. No longer the case. No longer an option. T1 will retreat, giving this fight to OG.
The LC shard is so good because that BKB time gives you those extra seconds to almost always have Dark back.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
thought Sumail had overextended once again, but No-Tail this time was ready to save.
Yeah. And if you just think about this game, like, how many times did we just see T1 absolutely, like, outplay, play to their limit, do all these small things right? And despite that, like, the game is fairly even.
Yeah, win probability back in OG.
Yeah.
At the same time though, like this is the trouble. Like you're playing against OG and you make a pretty big mistake up top. Give away that Aegis advantage that if you swap roles, maybe OG utilized to get a, you know.
They're just so good at applying the pressure, right? They're always in your face, and you're always forced to play extremely sharp. And the second you stop, that's what happens.
Oh, we got it.
Just ready to get the pounds. The team is coming in, but it's too late. Carl's already dead. Double damage of Sumail made short work of Carl and OG. They could just keep going. We certainly are going to be looking for somebody here. Zephyr not spotted, it seems.
Carl has buyback though. Would not be surprised to see him use.
Yeah, considering how aggressively T1 is positioned, even though they're missing their mid laner, Seb, he sees this. He's spotting some heroes right now. Swap back into the ice path. That's a good hold, but he did not manage to get it in. Snare out. The troll did not get lucky, and Cuckoo will die for what he thought was going to be an Ember Spirit kill. Bounce through the Spirit, doesn't actually latch on top of him. And that is going to be the Spirit being gone as well. I can't believe T1 tried that. It was a risk, and it was not a calculated one.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good for OG now. They're knocking at their door. Actually forcing 2 buybacks here.
Tower is under attack.
And this is where things get a little spooky just because suddenly OG have this ability to play, like, you know, T1 were kiting while they were controlling the area, but now suddenly OG's reach potential has doubled. They have the Aghanims on both cores. Seb is able to play trees.
Radiant's middle tower is
And so it's just so hard now for the Jakiro tree to set up like we saw them do so effectively in the mid game, because suddenly Sumail's just gunning for them.
Yeah, OG's getting the initiation in all these last fights. They're getting the kind of jumps that they want. They want these fights when T1 is not balled up. T1 needs the ball where it feels impossible for OG to commit in. But it might be reaching that point where Sumail is now tanky enough to go in, knowing that he has no-tail to purge him, and he can just apply all the pressure.
He has the Scotty as well, so Silver Edge to boot. Feeling very good. And it also feels like a lot of these fights are starting when he already has some stacks built up. It's definitely been helpful.
So you notice top here, he just goes in, pushes the wave a little bit, makes sure it's going in the right direction, and now he's already moving over to the next bit.
No-Tail's camping pit. I'm sure he's aware that this will be up momentarily, and there it is.
T1,
They go.
they know this timing as well. They're sweeping over to the Roshan pit. They have no idea how low it is. Now they get some vision. Cuckoo spots that Sumail is trying to solo it. Both teams just going to hold their side of the high ground around Roshan.
Yeah, and this is like a classic standoff, right? Neither team really wants to fight into their team's vision. So now it's going to be like a little bit of a strategic game of who can get the smoke.
Yeah.
You're trying to wait here to get a timing where the enemy team is not ready. So something that you might see teams do around this time is, if you look at the clock up top, it says 33:40, right? So you know at every complete minute the camps spawn. So you know that the heroes are going to be around the jungle at that timing when the camps are spawning. Because you know they're grouped up, there's not a lot of farm on the map available to them. So that's a potential timing for you to make a move. But it seems like OG, they recognize that they're just balled up. So they send tops onto the side lane, push it out, get more info, and then make a play based off that.
Oh, grabs the double
Yes,
damage and managed to get the pounce. Then it's going to force out the swap from Cuckoo and probably get him killed as he's pulled back in by the telekinesis. His spirit will manage to get out at least.
Yeah. No
But-
buyback though.
Yeah.
However, yeah, who cares, right? You're still in the game. Sumail's being a lot more disciplined as well though with the ultimate usage. It's now preemptive, which I think is the key.
The Storm Spirit had to go all the way back to Fountain, so may not be here unless he wants to make a real gun at it and go for a long, long zip. Keeping the vision inside. Sumail's double damage is going to wear out. Storm's gonna start TPing onto the outpost. Thompson is in. Thompson's going straight up for those supports. Sumail, not sure where he's going to, but 23 Savage is a little bit isolated here. Cuckoo's trying to keep pace to make sure he can swap back 23 Savage, get him away from Sumail, while Seb is scaring back the rest of these heroes. Thompson's gonna be able to finish off Zephyr. That's gonna be first. 23 Savage looks at Seb. Carl commits with the Aghanim Scepter, pulling them both in, but inside of that Monkey King ultimate, they don't feel great. Again, the stolen swaps coming out from Saksa is gonna be able to keep his cores feeling good and feeling aggressive. As the telekinesis toss back, chained up together, toss, duel, going out, no tail, they turn around quickly, kill him, winner, and Carl gets away before Sumail can hunt him down, but Sumail doesn't kill. He's gonna be able to go for the supports and may still be able to catch Carl. Carl, no mana, Sumail bounced on top of him, they catch him, 4 dead on the side of T1, and now Roshan is gonna go the way of OG.
So this team fight, I don't see any other player than Topson doing this. But you notice how he just straight up into no vision, rolls in with the Ember. He knows that they're there. He's playing off of the fact that he knows that they're positioned there. That's how 95% of supports are going to position themselves when their cores are running into the Roche pit. And they get this team fight where there's like basically 4 fights going on at once. Topson's chasing supports. You have Sumail chasing 23 Savage, and you're forcing T1 to not be able to use that swap to just save whoever's getting initiated on. It's really, really smart gameplay coming out from OG, and they're doing a lot of this blind. They're not playing off of vision. They're playing off of where they think they're doing, what they think they're doing, and their own game sense.
Yep, they're just forcing skirmishes.
Yeah.
And they're ensuring that supports die, which they were unable to do earlier in the game. And I even love the way like they're itemizing with this knowledge of like how they're gonna play. Thompson is going Refresher. Like he is playing for like these quick fights. It's all about survival for OG. Create chaos. T1, they need a more coordinated method to win fights. Like they need to kind of control. You saw even there when Savage got kills, it was with like 3 or 4 heroes collapsing. You actually had targets, a big ice path. Yeah. OG, they're just pre-ulting on Sumail, spamming dark packs. You got No Tail just kind of waiting the wings to get off cleanse coming. And Thompson's gonna have 10 remnants. How do you hit a man who's invulnerable and flying through you?
He probably gonna buy the shard too, right? So every kill he gets, that's another bonus remnant. I wouldn't be surprised to see it right after the refresher.
Both very nice items for Sumail, protected Paladin sword. I think that makes sense just because it boosts your regen time when you're off map.
It's just not really anything he needs to flicker. He has enough purge with the Dark Pact at this point that the lifesteal is just better for him.
It's doubly effective because he's also got the shard too,
Precisely.
right?
Point. Slark Shroud is so broken.
Captured in the play.
Troll will end up attacking no one if used.
Can actually save against the semi-black hole coming out from the Storm Spirit with the Aghanim Scepter.
So yeah, I think for OG it's going to be important to continue taking fights like that, where they can predict where their supports are going to be positioned and Topson can just roll in. He's just continuously going to do this, I'm sure. He's just going to jump into the backlines. He knows he has like 5 different jumps, so eventually he'll find them. There are only so many spots that they could be hiding in.
Now when that came in, he also
And the 25 talent, right?
Yeah, he talented totally for searing chains as well. So you're just gonna see him zipping back and forth, spamming chains.
Here we go.
Cuckoo did still manage to get the swap, but 23 Savage can't hit him right now. Sumail, his ultimate was used, still has the Depth Shroud. They're gonna turn around and start doing some damage with a pull in onto Carl. They do something to Sumail, but he's gonna be popping his BKB. 23 Savage responds in kind here. Cuckoo's gonna fall, Spirit Form now.
Huge root.
They do manage to get the nice lockdown. Macro Fire going out. The Ice Path can actually lock down. Thompson Refresher. BKB still potentially up. Chase for Carl doesn't actually quite get him. Meanwhile, 23 Savage is just being kited around and ripped apart by the rest of OG. Now with no carry, T1 very likely going to be dying here unless Carl could do something magical by himself, but he just doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have level 25 nor the shard.
Wow.
GG is called. OG will take the second game here against T1. T1 definitely putting up a much better fight, but you gotta think back to that moment. 23 Savage just way overconfident in his positioning, not respecting perhaps OG's aggression enough, and I feel like that's going to come back to haunt him, because this has been a story that has been there for 23 Savage for what has been a relatively young career. Last TI qualifiers, he didn't make it, and he felt like it was a mistake of his own, and many people agreed. And now he's finally here, and he's like, the nightmare's over, but I feel like that same nightmare, it's a recurring one, you know?
you can't make mistakes against the top.
I mean, they
godlike.
apply the pressure on you non-stop.
Yeah.
They force this mistake out. I don't think it's necessarily just him making the mistake, but OG are constantly pressuring you. And you saw them. They were trading out in fights all game long, but they were never really getting that far ahead. They were never really getting objectives out of it. And that's what I mean. I think OG feel very comfortable taking these fights, even though they're losing them.
Just continuing to play some of the best Dota in the world, and I think that their ability to maintain focus and play well, like no matter the circumstances, is one of the reasons they're 2-time TI.
So mechanical play, like between these two, probably even, but just like it almost sounds like OG's philosophy ends up what's reigning supreme in this series.
I think it's largely, at least in game 2, it's just they are constantly in control. Even in game 1, actually, they're in both games. I feel like they're in control, despite like. You can look at the net worth, but it doesn't really feel like it's telling the story.
Yeah.
When even when OG's behind, even when they're ahead, it feels like they're equally in control. Just from the 10-minute mark onward, it just feels like they're deciding what happens.
All right, well, OG definitely back in TI form as they just continue to rack up the wins. They're looking like one of the tougher teams here, at least the start of this group stage. T1, meanwhile, a little bit of setback for them, but I still feel confident, at least seeing this game too, how they were able to play. They've got it in them to be able to go deep in this tournament.
They played OG and VP today. They escaped 2-2.
Yeah.
I think you'll take those.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. All right, thank you, Aiden, for joining us for the TriCast.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And we are going to go to a break, and then we've got one last series to go before the end of Day 2, the TI-10 group stage.
anything in terms of a kill. Has the haste activated.
Secret are very aware of this. They started playing
Indeed.
passively in lane while Nisha's pushing mid, so they know this is coming.
Yep, and Nisha now
But do they
retreating.
know it's coming back the other way? Doesn't matter. Oh, they were thinking about making that move. You saw FY starting a TP mid on his IO, but cancels it. Nothing comes of it. Puppy wants to glimpse, maybe.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
Boundless
it.
Strike, Thunder Strike, Kinetic Field.
Monkey Strike.
Yep. Jingu Strike. Yep. Yang will activate his passive and looks very intimidating. It's actually a lot of damage mitigation with that, with an IO connected.
Sumnus is back again. This is like a musical chairs situation.
It seems like
Keeps
each
dancing between the
respective team
lanes.
knows where he is at all
Yeah.
times.
That's true. His team definitely knows where he is as well.
Yeah, that's not always the case in
That,
pubs. You just
that
gotta
I guess
remind
that is
people.
true. Puppy is
Mars,
dying.
Yeah, Arena into the spear. Somnus is here just to clean things up. It's like, you know what? I spent the last minute and a half walking around in circles. I get this kill, bro.
Yep.
That's how it's going to go.
The good news is he gives up some space here to Super Mid, who now almost has Aghanim Scepter. So
Why did I find that so funny? God, I hate you.
double damage top. Super is probably gonna. This is gonna get denied.
Yeah.
Dire's
All right.
middle tower is under attack.
It's still pretty far away from the level 6 on the Weaver, but I assume he's going to be taking the Tome, or maybe it's the IO actually. Yeah.
This is something that's good about Support Weaver. It's actually a pretty decent hero
bot
to
lane, we're going to see the
park.
Chronosphere with the Static Storm combo. Sunstrike to follow. Yang still alive thanks to FY's help. Matu, of course, not a whole
no,
lot
if
of
they get the
right-click damage.
kill
He
here,
gets
that
speared
is
into the tree.
terrible for
Matu
Secret.
finds his way to the grave.
Oh
That is a
dear.
doesn't even describe it. Unkind. Rewind.
still has that swarm applied as Yang in the bot lane. Yapzor stuck in between FY and Yang, and he's going to end up going down as well. Somnus back into the fray. That is going to be a double kill for Yang and 3 kills overall.
I'd get to say yikes out of 10 from me. That is really, really sad for Team Secret. They use everything, and they still can't kill Yang. They used Sunstrike, Chrono, Static Storm, and he doesn't die. And then he kills Void.
Yeah.
And then Void Spirit shows up, and they get an additional 2 kills and a tower. That is about the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Because not only did your kill fail, but now you have no playmaking potential, right? You've used your Chrono, you've used your Static Storm, and your Sanking doesn't have Dagger. So Elephant are just like, all right. Now we can kind of do whatever we want for 2 minutes. That is rough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's a
attack.
long-ass cooldown on that Chronosphere
It is
as well.
2.5 minutes.
You asked why Mars I? That's why, I guess. Mars IO very strong.
No?
And it's just for the laning stage. Later on, you can hook up to the Luna once she's got some actual farm to work with. Very cool indeed. And Zai, you can see homing in on his Blink Dagger. Just a few hundred gold to go.
Yep. It's going to grab it bottom.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Haven't really seen too much from him, but that's
Top tower
obviously
is
because he doesn't
under
have
attack.
Dagger yet. But I assume once he gets that, that's the ramp-up time for Secret.
He even has the Tumbler's Toy, which is very good on Sand King, similar to Shaker. It gives him a lot of mana and gives him extra reach. That extra 300 reach on Blink Dagger is no joke. If you think about it, that's kind of what you get for buying Ags, right? Get that extra cast range on Burrow Strike, and of course other things. It's not as good as an Ags. That would be kind of ridiculous,
Yeah,
but
I was going to say.
that would be Essence Ring on Wisp pre-nerf. That was absolutely broken.
Yeah.
But
Now attached to Eurus for the rest of the game. Farming away to their heart's content. Matu trying to catch up. I mean, how does Faceless Void is not going to keep up with Luna Farm? That's just a fact of how the hero is designed.
for sure.
So what they really need to play around is the Chronosphere into their combo, which they tried to, just not enough damage at that point.
Is in danger.
Yeah, they might need to just calm down a little bit. It really sucks that this bottom move fails for them just because of how big the loss is compared to if they did nothing, right? But you need to take a deep breath, remember what the strategy is, what your timings are, and you're pretty far away from the big one, which is Nisha getting Aghanim Scepter. He's going to get his travels delivered now. Nisha's having a good game. He's farmed.
Yep.
100 CS minute 13 is great for mid invoker. Definitely.
Syndra, when you
staying on track.
were leader of many respective teams, throughout your career. Did you ever, in the middle of a game, we're going to see Boundless Strike into the Chrono, Sunstrike to follow?
Did.
Your chronology.
Did indeed.
Did I ever?
Did you ever, in the middle of a game, tell your team, take a deep breath?
Not with those words, but definitely something similar many
Dire should
times.
Look to their
Why not those words, though? Somnus?
Because then they
Finds
couldn't have
Puppey.
taken me seriously.
Like Puppey. Oh, he's actually not. Lucent Beam is there.
He's
Pushing
actually dying
SY
to
with
it.
the
is
relocate.
under
Yeah.
Yep.
attack.
And they're probably just going to end up back in the jungle where they came from to maximize the farm.
Dire glyph is now active.
Yeah.
Dire's
Back to the
top
triangle
tower
we
is
go.
under attack.
And then we TP top. Okay. I think Secret are not going to expect this.
Yeah, Spear. Yaps are stuck to the tier 1 tower, and Eurus and company clean them up relatively easily. But I do like the move from Secret in terms of the Chronosphere cooldown. Right when it was up, that's when they made their move. They're planning everything ahead. Kind of what they have to do to get back into this game, but it is a bit of an uphill battle.
I feel like this game is just... Super is dying. He's the only kill they have, I just realized. They've killed him 5 times.
You are correct.
They are just killing Weaver. Actually not going for Axe, he's going for Spirit Vessel. I guess trying to combat the lifesteal of Faceless Void and the...
That is kind of odd.
It's okay, but I feel like the Axe is just monstrous this game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he values getting the health too. I mean, the Vitality booster is very nice on Weaver. The hero has absolutely terrible stat gains. I think the worst in the game, or at least some of the worst starting stats. Always been very weak.
Matu's going to get this tier 1 tower with no contest from Elephant.
Top tower has fallen.
Of course, Secret did throw a couple bodies at that originally. So they'll be happy with that trade either way. And Yang zoning in on his Blink Dagger now, so just a couple hundred away.
Went for the Hood on the way. Obviously a great item against the Radiant lineup. We talked about BKB being amazing. Very often games that BKB is good in, Hood will also be valuable. He just hits that earlier stride with that, so can very easily frontline for his team. Oh, he sees the Absor.
Oh, all right.
No Quelling Blade on Mars. It was costly there. I think he should have speared.
All right, dumb question. It's not a dumb question. This is actually fine. If there's a tree in Mars Arena and he's on it, can he jump out? Because it's the verticality, right? So you should be able to.
I think Mars Arena breaks every tree.
Oh,
in the
does
circle.
it?
Yeah.
Every
so,
tree.
So that's why Yang did it there.
All right, what if you grow a tree after it's been...
He jumps on that?
Yes.
I think he can jump out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was... it makes sense that he tries to Arena Right because he knows it destroys the trees, but if you look at it from a risk-reward perspective, that's a missed ulti. If you try to Spear or God's Rebuke and one of those connects, you probably find the kill as well, right? So
Yeah.
I think it would have been an easier and less... a better risk-reward choice.
Wow,
but-
Eurus is quite farm. Has the Mask of Madness and BKB now.
And close to getting Dragonlance again.
Yeah, I thought he had Oh yeah, he took it apart. I see. Win probability 56%. Would you agree with that?
Probably kind of, just because like I really like Elephant's position in the game right now, but I just know Void Invoker.
Yeah.
They're not far enough ahead that you feel like, okay, this is gonna be real trouble. If Secret just keep their cool and farm their items, they can win this game at any point after 25 minutes. There will always be the possibility of that huge team fight. And knowing that Weaver is going Vessel is probably... Alright, he did get the item.
Oh.
The one item.
Oh, Philosopher's Stone. Minus 30 attack speed, though.
Damage.
Or damage, I mean. Yeah.
Completely irrelevant. Almost. Nah, that's a little bit.
Double attack. Okay.
It's an exaggeration.
The
It's not
Geminate
completely
is
irrelevant.
nerfed heavily.
He's not going to max Geminate anyway. He will max the Swarm. because he's
Geminate
support.
is nerfed heavily
True.
as a position 5 Weaver. But yeah, still good to have. And maybe if the game goes long enough, he will get Ags indeed. But yeah, I'm questioning the Spirit Vessel as well. I'm not sure. Maybe we're missing something. I mean, in theory, it could be good against Jingu, but it's a position 4
Exactly,
Monkey
it's a
King.
support Monkey King. It is a good item on Weaver support, by the way. It's good in general, but I just think in this game, the Axe is just too good to pass up on.
Yeah.
And the problem with going for Vessel along the way is, let's say you get Vessel and then next you grab that that Ags, then because you build Vessel, you might end up not affording your defensive item. Sometimes Weaver needs a defensive item to ensure that it can use the ult, and you won't have the gold for that because you bought a Vessel that cost you another 2k. So it's like debatable.
And Somnus. He has his Aghanim Scepter, so Resonant Play. Just go straight for it. Didn't bother with Yules this time around.
Yapsar's buying Atos.
We'll be getting it secondary. Yeah, I saw that. Yapsar with the Atos soon. Burrow Strike from Zai into the Static Storm. That's going to be an easy peasy one on FY. He has the Essence Ring that you were talking about.
Essence Ring mech.
Not quite as good as it used to be.
Stayed alive as long as he could.
Would he have stayed alive with the old Essence Ring?
It would have made 0 difference.
Okay. Just wanted you to say that out loud.
It heals the same amount, just only to yourself.
Oh, that's right. That's what made it broken. That's
The
true.
old
I thought
one.
they lowered the amount in general as well.
Maybe they lowered it by like 50 or 25. You might be right, actually.
Roshan being attempted. Swarm coming through. Gonna scout things out just a bit. Another 15 seconds for FY. Has buyback as well, but won't need to expend it here. Yang.
Where's the Philosopher's Stone?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's a good question.
Wait, did they not pick it? Did they not? Wait, was it Radiant who got it?
No, Luna picked it up for sure.
Dire are scanning for
I don't see it anywhere.
No, it's not in the stash right now.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Maybe somebody ate it. You get like 100 gold extra every 10 minutes. That'll be interesting. Consume it and get X gold every X minutes. Next neutral item, Cinderin.
Yep. Sounds an awful lot like Royal Jelly. Consume it and get a bonus for the rest of the game.
I love that item.
It got removed.
Love that item.
Yep. That's why it got removed.
It's true. Everything I love gets destroyed. Axe, shard. Oh man, that one. That took me a couple days to get over. Let's not kid ourselves. I'm still not over that one. I've yet to touch Axe since then, actually. But yeah, talk to me about this Atos potential on.
Let's watch Puppy die first.
Okay. Uses the Static Storm, zones a bit there with the kinetic field. Oh, he's gonna stay alive, Cinderin. Matu jumps in with the baby time walk. Oh, the glimpse out. Zai inside the arena all by his lonesome. You can see the Wukong's command from Yapsor into the Chronosphere onto 2. Be an easy kill. FY actually ends up going inside as well, trying to save his teammate. So 2 kills right off the bat. Somnus does take out Zai in the meantime, though. Matu and company trying to focus Eurus. You can see the EMP from the side. Eurus pops that Eclipse. But the BKB mitigating all that damage. He just gets right-click down into Oblivion. The bash connects. Another kill goes the way of Secret. What a fight. What a turn of events in general. Somnus, the only thing he could do is potentially try to steal this Aegis.
I
really
thought that Elephant were going to find... Oh, Yapsar sees him here, by the way.
He sure does.
I thought Elephant were going to find a kill on Puppy or on Zai way faster there, but I guess Somnus was just too far away to connect on these opening moves they made. They got the arena down, but then he's just sitting in the arena alone on Sand King. Nobody was really helping. There's a great chrono coming from Matsu.
A really good glimpse from Puppy, though. That's why he was alone in the arena.
Oh, was that? But he wouldn't have glimpsed the Void Spirit, because he can just ignore glimpse.
Scanning for
you can just dodge it with Dissimulate when it's about to bring you back, so maybe I missed something there, but really, really good from Secret. Obviously, they don't get the Roche here. Their line's pretty bad at killing it, so not going to reap the big reward, but pretty much equalizing the gold with that play, and importantly for them, actually, wait, he's not even buying Axe on Invoker.
By the way, just to talk about how slow-paced this game has been, especially from Elephant side, you can understand it from Secret because of the long cooldown on Chronosphere. That's the first Eclipse of the game, if I'm not mistaken, right? 22 minutes in. I mean, obviously this is a farming hero, but at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of the time you see Lunas get a little bit more involved in this, but taking it easy. They're going to lose the mid-tier 1 tower here, Secret. This is a price you pay for running Void Invoker. You get your big fight, and then you suck for 2 minutes. So...
Dire's top tower is under
40 seconds still.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if this is good from Elephant, but I actually really like the mindset of we want to squeeze as much advantage as we can out of missing cooldowns. So they are going to start threatening the Roche, and Secret will...
Boundless Strike with the Kinetic Field as well. Burrow Strike and the glimpse back into the fray. FY trying to save Super, gets him back to very healthy amount of HP, and there's the arena again. Roshan still in the midst of things. Matu pops his BKB, now on the retreat along with Eurus. BKBs are being used just to run away for now. Eclipse still not back online for Eurus. Matu, oh, the glimpse is there though. And the deafening blast applied. FY trying to keep his carry alive, but it's not going to happen this time. And the bashes will commence for Matu. 2 deaths very quickly. They're both going to buy back in the game. For Elephant, this Roche is very important for both respective teams. Yang, oh my god, he backs right into the Chronosphere. Yapzor with the Wukong's command. Good news for Elephant is that Void is dead throughout this entire engagement now. Right after the Chronosphere got used. Triple kill for Nisha in the meantime. The most farmed hero on the map by far. Sabine keeps Yapzor in place.
So it's going to die back
Yeah,
in.
that's a dieback onto Zai. So lots of buybacks for Elephant. A dieback onto FY. But will this be enough to get Roche? This is all about Roche at the end of the day.
Invoker is quite a pesky hero to take this against without your IO.
Indeed.
And yeah, kind of awkward for Elephant here that FY has to spend so many resources on saving the support Weaver. It means it's not available for Luna. You saw when Secret choose to go in Eurus later down that fight, they don't have the burst heal that they need to keep him alive. And really nicely played by Secret there. They got Chronosphere off at the perfect time, or got it up rather. It was on cooldown for a while in that fight. Keep that in mind. And they still were able to do very well until it came online.
The Eclipse came back that moment, by the way. That was,
yeah.
Well, technically it could have been good timing, but he died immediately. Matter. But yeah, lots of buybacks from Elephant. Very expensive fight, and it doesn't even result in a Roche, Synderin.
What did Secret buyback? Only Sanking, right? So that was a 1-for-3 buyback situation, and 2 of the buybacks from Elephant are cores. So any kill on Luna or Mars opens up for a Roche for Secret. And once again, keep in mind, Nisha was just... He's owning. He's level 19, has 16k net worth, and he doesn't want to buy Ags because it's too easy. So he's gonna buy Shivas now.
Really?
Maybe they don't want to rely too much. Okay, so here's my thought here. Maybe they don't want to rely too much on the Chrono Cataclysm just because there's saves on the enemy team, right? There's both the IO and the Weaver who's probably going Ags in their minds.
But the Cataclysm hits many here.
It does.
Time-lapse is on one target.
But it is hard to land. At this level of play, it's hard to land like really good Chronospheres that hit like 3 or 4 heroes, right? So let's say you hit 2, one can get relocated and the other one can get lapsed. Maybe that's the thought process here. Or they feel like Invoker needs to do more than just have this one awesome team fight. He needs to be available more often. And you definitely are with this build of Orchid Shivas. You're way stronger in basically every situation outside of that one.
You can always get Ags later, Synderin.
Of course.
The 3rd Roche. Of course, you got to get the first one.
Yeah.
They start that process.
Almost there.
Yep. I mean, he's taking a beating this game. This is the most damage he's taken in quite a while without a resulting kill. He's regenerating so fast. Poor guy. He just wants to either live or die, not in between. He doesn't like the in-between game, the limbo.
I wish I could regenerate like Roche. That's pretty cool. Oh, Natsu was looking for the Chrono, but Sum is quick to leave.
Pretty sure that's what the sleeping process is for.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same. Roche is recovered perfectly.
That's true. And then when he dies, he gets reincarnated as a stronger version of himself.
Yeah.
Well, by stronger, I mean his belly is more full of items. So in theory, that kind of happens to us every time we go to bed as well.
That's true.
I get fatter every
Roshan is
day.
actually a metaphor for
obesity in the world.
Yeah. And similar to obesity, the bigger he gets, the harder he slaps. It's just gravity.
That's true.
Yep.
So confirmed gravity in Dota, which I think we could have guessed at. Anyway.
Slam grows per minute.
Oh, Nisha actually just went for the casual plate mail, and we'll just be finishing
changed his mind.
Bloodthorn. Yeah.
The Shivas hovered for quite a while, but changed his mind. Very close game, though. Still feel like it's anyone's game, but with every passing minute when it goes like this, I'm starting to like Secret's chances more and more. Zai is closing in on a BKB, which is very good. Wonder what Yapzor is going to do now after the Atos. We were starting to talk about this item, but didn't really get to finish it. Guess maybe the logic is that it's a good way to control the IO in the fight.
What about Gleipnir, Synderin? Great item.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. Wanted to say that. I mean, what kind of items do you go on support Monkey King these days? Like, it's too late for something like Mage Slayer. I don't know.
It's just not that good this game. I think it's okay, but I think he would have gone.
Ooh, that is a fast BKB. Whew. Man, maybe I'm just an old man at this stage of my life, Synderin. But That's quick fingers.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of works against him because he didn't need to use it. There was nobody there except the Invoker, but he's terrified of dying without buyback.
It's true.
And this is actually a really cool play from Secret because this BKB being forced is potentially opening up for a Roshan fight.
The thing is, they suck at taking Roche, Cinder, and that's the problem. The Roche taking is awful.
Yeah, it's not the best. I don't think they double smoked there, a little bit of miscommunication.
Roshan has probably been killed 3 times over at this stage without actually dying. It's just the slowest death of all time.
Yang breaks the smoke.
Put him out of his misery already. Oh, nice initiation from Yang, or is it? He's the one that's going to get gone on now. Inside the kinetic field, you can see both respective teams taking
reload out.
Passive approach here. Matu now pops his BKB, not really needing to. Zai as well. Didn't even realize he had one. So now Secret can't fight. It's all about the BKB games.
Yeah, Lunas is back up in 10.
Yeah, so maybe they'll try to force Roche
absolute 5-head play from Euros using it earlier. Bottom side could be ready again.
Yeah.
There goes the missed arena. It's all bait for the Luna BKB. It's coming up.
Man.
Oh, they
what a game.
Yeah.
Finally he dies. I say finally because every time you say he's gonna
die, he lives. Yeah.
He buys back into the game. Still has a Static Storm available. YapzOr with the Balance Strike. Puppey in the midst again. See the Meteor with a Deafening Blast to follow. And the heals from FY. My goodness, that's a lot.
The crowd hasn't cheered for like 20 minutes. And then they cheer for Secret when Puppey buys back after dying.
Well, it
what
could
is
be
happening?
It could be Elephant fans cheering
it definitely
mockingly
could be. That,
for Secret.
If there's one thing Dota fans have got used to over the last couple of years, it is offensive tipping.
Yes,
so,
that's right.
Absolutely. Yeah, they love that shit, don't they?
Dude, I'm not gonna. I know some people are complaining about this. Is one of my favorite additions to Dota in so long. I hope they don't change this.
I think it would be nice to have more varieties of cheering,
that's true.
Just more different sounds.
We need one person, like in the, just like a 1% chance to be, oh! Something like that added into the mix to make it a little bit more believable. There's always one idiot in a crowd.
Yeah, I'm sure
Usually
you would volunteer to be that guy for the recording. Yep, absolutely.
I've sent many clips to Valve already, audio clips that is.
So that one really drunk guy in the crowd just belching, that could be you. Perfect.
I'm available for voice acting at any time.
Right. A little bit of a
Yang pops a lot of BKBs used.
He does find YapzOr here though, so this should lead to a kill relocate.
Yeah, relocate.
TP out.
YapzOr.
There's a beam. There's a beam. There's another beam.
Oh my God! We need like a compilation of all the BKBs used this game that resulted in nothing.
Euros was in range and mid animation, I think, on the Lucent beam, and then he got relocated. So it interrupted his cast, and he had to do it again.
Oh,
I think.
see.
And then he got into the tornado. That was really bad luck.
Scanning for enemies.
I believe that is what happened there.
That's pretty crazy, actually. That's horrible timing.
Fortunate there for YapzOr, but also a really cool play to try it, right? Try
Yep, just a little PSA for everybody out there, an announcement. Roshan is still alive.
Yep.
The first one. He has not been killed as of yet, as we see the replay. See what happens here. Being out. Oh, I see what you're saying. So he was in range for the Lucent Beam.
Yeah.
Then I got relocated like just a little bit.
And that stops the animation.
Yeah.
So he has to cast it all over again, and then the tornado lands as well.
I thought you meant he was like using it on a creep on the other side of the map. I didn't realize he was even there. But that is very unlikely to happen, actually. What?
Not the biggest kill in the world there, though.
No,
like
true.
it's just a Monkey King support, but funny little situation.
Oh, we got a DD on Eurus. Got the butterfly. Going for Satanic next, about 1,000 away from completing it.
Wait, does he actually have the Reaper? Oh, he is farmed.
Yep.
Still.
Big boy.
Nisha changed his mind again. Finished Octarine Core instead
Are
of the...
you serious?
He keeps us guessing. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be going for Shard now, so the triple Meteor surprise.
Very strong with Chrono.
Absolutely. Unless you only hit one, then...
Even then, it can cover some angles outside the Chrono. That
It's like a
don't
zoning
really...
Meteor in that case? Okay.
I mean, it's never going to be bad, right, compared to one.
No, I agree. And it's 1,400 gold. That seems like...
He has plenty of that.
Yeah. That's what the Midas is for.
Weaver. Yo, super is.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're going to use a decent amount. Static Storm being the longest.
He found them.
Now Satanic is online for Eurus. AKA Paparazzi. I just have to say his name every now and then just to remember how nice it sounded. And then we have to call him Eurus now. Very sad times. first world problems. As Matu, will this be the first Roshan of the game? It's looking very likely, although Elephant on the way.
Oh, they don't have a
Yang
smoke
is in
on them.
vicinity. He has the Blink BKB Mars Arena available. Wukong's command used for zoning capabilities. Tornado as well, and this looks like Roshan is going the way of Secret. What that means, I don't know. Glimpse back onto Yang. Matu jumps in with the time dilation. Yang trying to get the spear on the other side, but the kinetic field, yep. BKB's popped from everybody. Chronosphere onto 2. Not a whole lot of follow-up yet. Sunstrike, and there's the epicenter into the Chrono, though. Not the greatest timing. And now Eurus pops his BKB, mitigates all that Burrow Strike damage and stun. And this leads to a double kill for Somnus. Not the greatest fight from Secret as they back away. Nisha forced to use his BKB and TP's out to safety. Matu looks like he's fine. Yaps, ooh, all right.
It would have been
They get the Aegis and lose
extremely
two.
costly if Nisha had died there. He doesn't have buyback gold, so that would have been huge for Elephant. Still, good fight for them, and clutch relocate from FY. Basically perfect timing in that Chrono. The damage just isn't there, and that's one of those moments where you feel like maybe with Cataclysm he still dies there, but well, one thing is a constant: Super will die in the middle of nowhere. So just scouting out the mid lane, trying to maybe cut a wave or get a. Did he have a ward on him? He had a ward. Maybe he wanted to get a deep ward there, but
this was very awkward. And then Zai ends up using Epicenter and then runs into the Chrono, which gives just enough time for Eurus to pop BKB afterward. That was not the best execution from Secret.
obviously that double damage just.
But not the end of the world either. They still have the Aegis.
It's all right. They didn't get forced to use any buybacks, and they got what they came for. So
Matu, by the way, has Shard, which has that little extra reverse time walk. But the biggest thing is really the cast range of time walk in general. It just allows you to actually initiate. You don't have these like pathetic initiations where you just 500 range off or whatever.
oh, yeah, it is very strong. Also great for farming. It just speeds everything up.
Yep, that's true. Basically anti-mage now.
Yep.
Yaps are doing his thing in the trees
He
here.
is actually going Gleipnir.
I told you, Cinder.
Did you? Well, you suggested it. You didn't confirm that he was doing it right.
No, I said he should do it, and then I said I was kidding because it's stupid, because I wasn't sure if it was stupid. I just wanted to sound smart.
Oh.
Now I'm backtracking.
And now it sounds really stupid because you said it was bad and he's buying it. So
Yeah.
that's even worse than not having an opinion.
Yeah, that's probably true. I should have not said anything.
That's
So,
often
yep.
the conclusion you come to when you open your mouth. So.
Yapsor is going Gleipnir. I don't know if you heard, Cinderin. Looks like a pretty good choice to me.
Yep. Smart. It's very good here because reasons.
Dire are scanning.
Multi-disable aspect.
I mean, when you already have the Atos, it's relatively cheap damage, right? I guess. All right.
Oh, Puppy's
Somnus
dead. Okay.
Cleaning up.
Oh, Matu and company, they're going to find Eurus, so have to pop his BKB right off the bat. And the Eclipse to follow, backtracks a lot of damage there. There's the Chronosphere finally. Sunstrike to follow, that is going to be a huge kill onto the position 1 Luna. And let's see if Team Secret can get out. They've lost a couple supports in the meantime. They have the cover of the ice wall.
Somnus is strong here.
Yeah, he sure is, Cinderin. Matu
Double
pops his BKB, jumps in, trying to go for super, gets the bash. There's the silence from the sideline on Nisha. They're going to turn their sights onto the rest of Elephant. The Astral Step keeps them safe. Matu and company, yeah. With that ice wall in place, Nisha has been playing so freaking well this game. Everything has been set up. Beautiful Burrow Strike onto 2. Can they finish anybody off? That is the question. You'll Scepter with the newly picked up Mjolnir, by the way, on Matu, trying to chase a little bit farther, but there's the silence. Okay. That is a free Aegis for Elephant.
Dire's middle tower
Interesting.
is under attack.
Yeah, Nisha left. I think he ran out of mana, and he just started pushing mid.
Objective-based gamer right here.
Yep.
Can respect that.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage from Void. Of course, that was the Aegis. That wasn't a true death.
Yeah.
Dire's
And really nice there from Secret as well. They need to fight through the Satanic of Luna first, but they realize they can overpower her with Sunstrike and no relocate.
Eurus is down for 40 seconds, no buyback. So Matu does take a lot of damage here, though.
Void Spirit is pretty good in situations like this where there's only one instant stun, which is the Sand King, and he can kind of play around that one, so he can just keep poking and prodding with his spells.
And Satanic
Might get
is
it. Yep, they get the lane.
picked up
Nice
as a result of picking apart the Mask of Madness. So a full set of racks for Secret off the back of a huge kill onto Somnus. Or to Eurus, sorry. Now they're going to set their sights on this top Rax. They know that
They're not getting
Luna's
this
back
one.
soon. Just doing some chip damage for now. Nisha with the alacrity applied to himself. He's like, I'm the carry. All right. Matu taking more damage in turn, but yeah, they're going to reset now. I mean, it's actually kind of hard to fight for Elephant without Mars. That's maybe one of the disadvantages that are lineups right now.
Yeah.
The arena actually has such huge implications on these fights, even with the BKBs.
Yeah, at the very least, he can force them, right?
Yeah.
2 of those 3 BKBs. Secret are staying in position. They have a good deep ward overseeing the pathway between top and mid lane. And Yapsar always will have that advantage of the tree line.
Super is about 900 away from finishing Ags. There's the Gleipnir from Yapzor, Kinetic Field, Boundless Strike, Burrow Strike. Trying to bait things out. Matu with the Chronosphere, with all this damage coming out from Nisha. Look at that Meteor. There's the bashes onto Eurus. He pops a BKB. Double buyback for Elephant now. Matu stuck inside the Mars arena. Will time walk to safety though. Zai looks like he might be the sacrificial lamb. Burrow strikes to the high ground. They'll likely chase him down, but this was regardless of that, a great fight for Secret.
Yeah, double buybacks. Forced one of them on the Void Spirit.
For a second there, I thought Nisha had Ags, but...
And it's such a cool play to observe
When he
as
has
well,
it.
right? Because the teams are like poking and prodding, trying to get the other team to overcommit, like get a relocate or get a BKB charge from the Luna. They don't get it, but they get the positioning just barely bad enough from Elephant so that they can get that 3-man chrono from Matu.
Yeah.
And that's a good punish, but at the same time, Elephant aren't sitting around wasting time. They're going to immediately use their man advantage now to push down mid tower.
Yeah.
Don't know if they're going to get more than this. I don't
Eurus
think they
about to
fancy
pick up
going high ground.
his Daedalus as well. And now that they know Chrono is down, perhaps they'll try to play a little bit more aggressive.
He's buying out. He has the Daedalus. He could have saved for buyback. But he's committed now.
Gang.
He hits really hard.
That was a gigantic EMP. Matu trying to chase. Nisha is ridiculously fast with the Ghost Walk. Matu still behind the heels here. Matu jumps in. There's the time dilation. They can get FY. This would be a pretty big kill. Any kill at this stage without the buybacks being available would be huge. Oh, Matu's in quite a bit of trouble, but pops that BKB, takes out FY in turn. Has to be careful, though. Time walks a little bit of that damage. 95 seconds on the deck for FY.
Elephant's heroes were spread very thin. Somnus was bottom. Super was top, finishing his Ags.
Yes,
so
perfect
now it is
timing.
online.
Uh-oh.
Might need it to save here.
Got the kinetic kill with the static storm. Matu jumps in, gets the Chronosphere onto 2, but they're going to focus on Somnus instead. This would be a dieback if they're able to finish him off. He's staying alive for now. Dissimulate to safety. Oh my god, Matu just gets bursted. Nisha next. Double kill for Eurus. That Daedalus just crushes Secret.
Oh my god, the
Now
confidence
Somnus
of
getting Yules very low on HP, but he will live through the day.
All right, let's
that
see.
was so close to Secret just actually winning the game.
Just look at this replay if we get that now. Somnus, the way he played that was actually crazy. He survives on like no health, and then instead of getting out to safety, he does all his damage and still lives. He got off a Resonant Pulse, I think maybe even 2 pulses, as well as an Astral Step and the Dissimulate offensively. And they needed that damage to burst the Void. You're going to see the replay here.
I return to fulfill
Double buyback though from Secret, but that's going to force Elephant back for
So
now. But yeah,
watch this
now.
from Void Spirit. So 800 health, comes down, Dissimulates offensively into the pit, uses another one, gets out, and gets that burst. And a couple of really good crits there coming in from Eurus. Seals the deal, and now all of a sudden Elephant forcing those 2 buybacks on the 2 biggest cores on Secret.
Indeed. And by the way, I think in the middle of that fight, Somnus hit level 25, so Dissimulate now stuns, which I think you and I agree is the literal best 25 talent in the entire game.
It might be the best one the whole game.
I mean, it's not even close.
Incredibly good. Yep. It's a nasty one, and he also has an Aeon Disc with full duration, or well, lowest possible cooldown. Fresh pickup here to protect him from the Chrono Sunstrike combo.
All right.
Starting to look good for Elephant, you gotta say. Any kill on Nisha or Matsu will give them Roche, minimum. And they do have, with this Weaver pickup, also have a smoke, so they are ready to make a move if they want to. Relocate available. Going to be a completed Lotus Orb now for FY if he sends his courier there, which is what is happening right now. Lotus Orb very good against time dilation. Cold Snap. And of course, we haven't really talked about this. Puppey has Axe too, by the way. We didn't mention that one, but plenty of amazing Axe in play right now.
If you get a good Chronosphere, you can layer the Static Storm to be after, so even if you don't get the kills, they can't activate items.
Yeah, that's why IO is so key here for the relocate. That's the one thing they can't stop. And the time lapse,
Elephant fully smoked. Zai decided to Sandstorm. The ward is there. Have an idea that Zai is in the vicinity.
Oh, they might find the pick here.
Yeah, Yang jumps in. Zai with a quick BKB. And the full retreat, it seems, from Secret. Not sure if that's
Roche
enough for them
now.
to go for Roche, though. Just one BKB. Maybe if it was on Matu.
Wait, they didn't kill the Forge Spirit, so Secret actually saw that.
Yep, they sure did, and they are fully smoked now to follow this up.
Who has BK? Okay, there's plenty of buybacks on Elephant. They have it on both Yang and...
Zai. All right, he's going to get crushed pretty shortly. Matu gets off the Chronosphere. They're actually going to take out the reload. Whoa, we got he relocates just barely. The 10 HP, for God's sake. How is that even possible? FY God. Good Lord. Eclipse still available to use as well. Satanic has already been popped, though. Could just go for Roche. That relatively low HP. Neondis has already been popped as well. There's the Mars Arena. Yapzor in the midst of things. Matu jumps in, jumps back out. They're going to have to let Yapzor die here.
Puppey's
Puppey looks to be next. Yep. Astral Step takes him out. Matu jumps in, trying to take out the Mars for now. FY healing up to a high degree. Double buyback for Secret. They really want to contest this potential Roche. And there's the Eclipse, not doing that much. But it looks like this might be a dieback for Yapzor, and indeed it is. Double kill for Somnus, 5 versus 3. And this is going to be a second Roche in all likelihood for Elephant, or they could try to go high ground here.
I think you definitely grab the Aegis on the way. The Roche is so low, you could do both.
All right, shard time. Let's talk about shards for everybody. All right, Luna already has hers. Void Spirit already has his.
Please don't yell.
Weaver already has his. It's just Tether Stun or Mars. The double spear is really good.
But I like that more than you should.
Be IO. I like it a lot.
Yeah, IO one's good.
And the fire trail that comes with it. Don't forget the fire.
Yeah, gotta love that fire. 20 damage per second. Sick.
It's real good.
It's 35 per second. Oh, all right. Elephant back again in a commanding lead. Which buybacks do Secret even have now? I think they only have Puppey.
Could be
Every other hero's buyback is unavailable, and yeah, like you said, the relocate from FY really.
That was
clutch.
Oh my God.
Very clutch. Buyback was available for Euros, so it's not like the game just ends there or something like that. But him needing to buy back and TP on Outpost to reconnect is really precious time lost, and gold, of course. Hex now on Nisha. Is he refusing to buy Axe for some reason? Oh, like, again, we're seeing these saves, so...
Yeah.
I just feel like he was so far ahead that at the time, maybe it could have worked for like 5 to 10 minutes before... Weaver didn't even have Axe when he could have had his, right? For quite a while.
Yep.
So maybe it could have been a thing, but...
Witchbane for Super. This was recently nerfed, of course, but... Bella's single target now. Instead of AoE. Probably for the best in the run.
Yeah.
Setix cap. A lot of these new neutrals are pretty cool, though. I like them. Eurus. Tornadoed, but he is going to be a difficult kill, especially considering he has the Aegis still.
One challenge for Elephant here is that they need to go high ground at some point, and the lineup they're facing is insane at high ground defense. There is so much stuff. Low commitment stuns from Sand King and Monkey King, Invoker combo with Chronosphere, Ag Static Storm. If it wasn't for the saves, I would feel like going high ground for Elephant right now would be almost impossible, but it can be pulled off. But more than likely, they want to play map control and try to catch one of these secret heroes out on the map so that they don't have buyback, and then go from there. It looks like Somnus might be smelling blood in the water here. Matu.
They see him. There's the silence with a quick BKB from Matu. Looks like they're going to do retreat. Some TPs coming in from Elephant in the meantime. Nisha in the Ghost Walk. Matu. Oh, there's... coming as well, but Matu with that shard.
Oh, that shard's paid off so big.
Absolutely. And Nisha just split pushing a bit while this is happening. And yeah, the time walk cooldown as well for the 15 talent helps a lot.
Yang is hunting.
It's actually
Nisha
going
is
for,
still there, and so is Yapzor.
Yeah.
Find them though. He's cutting the wave.
If Matu gets, well, it's all about buybacks, but that refresher potentially.
Oh, Nisha needs to not get caught by something here. There is a gem on the Mars and Abyssal Blade. He can stop the BKB TP out.
For enemies.
He is not going to
He's
find
fine.
it. Oof. That is dangerous. There's still a minute on Nisha's buyback. He didn't even have the gold for it. Really
Yeah,
playing
Eurus
on the
is a
edge.
monster, by the way. He was going for Hurricane Peg. I don't think he finished it. He's going for the
Switched to
Eon Disc
Eon Disc,
instead,
yeah.
which obviously we've seen the value of that against the Chrono.
Absolutely.
But he has a lot of gold, Cinder.
Should buy a Moonshark too.
Yeah.
Gonna buy Ags. Okay. I like that too.
Eat it.
Yeah, he's buying an
Consume it.
upgraded one, I think, straight away. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but he did go the other talent, right? He went Lunar Blessing damage
Yeah.
instead of the Eclipse mini stun.
He still has the Lucent Beam damage talent though,
okay. Yeah.
from level 20. So this Eclipse is pretty nasty. They do have some decent stun setups, like we've talked about. Dissimulate, Mars Spear, Abyssal Blade on Yang could actually become the game-winning item here, just because it's a guaranteed instant stun, which is something they haven't had all game. That can be enough to set up an Eclipse and a Spear, and that's a kill. There's no saves on Secret. They don't have a single Eon Disc. Their heroes actually just die if they get caught. So,
I mean, is this considered, instead of Refresher, maybe a Nullifier for Matu? Take off Eon Disc? Is that something to potentially consider?
I don't know if that's good enough, again, just because of the saves. You have a Weaver with Axe Lens, you have Io with the Relocate Lotus. It's just a lot of stuff you have to deal with. Absorb. Not Envision.
Pretty soon they're going to need to put some
Oh,
Tinker Wards
saw
up there.
They saw the jump. They saw the
Okay.
movement in the trees, but... Yeah, Tinker Wards could be a thing for Elephant, or Deep Lane Wards at least, to see movements. Yang with a backpack. Oh, never mind. Okay, he was just using a Clarity as like he backpacked his halberd. He must have some really good items then. But it's getting that efficiency out.
This is wards placed, right? Yapzor has placed 52 wards. Did he buy them, though?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, does he have his own player card in Fantasy? Because that is a lot of fantasy points for a position 4 in a game.
That's true. By the way, I don't want to... Okay, I'm not going to jinx it. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Okay, you didn't say anything. It's hard to...
You know what I was going to say, though.
No,
You
I
know
actually
me too.
don't.
Okay. I'm glad you don't
Okay.
know me that well. Yang? Oh.
Fake
Actually
TPing. He was
cancels.
maybe trying to bait out
Okay.
a Boundless Strike to
Right.
get the positioning of Monkey King revealed, but Yapzor didn't fall for it.
Have we seen the time lapse yet?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, just checking.
He used
checking that you're paying attention.
He used it to, you know that fight where Somnus just barely got all his spells and backed out?
Yeah.
He got healed from half HP first
Oh, I thought
by
it was-
time lapse.
I thought it was Io.
No, it was time lapse first, and then he got to reset.
All right, well, we are getting to the very late game now. 11k lead for Elephant, which is, I mean, it's not nothing. It's decent, but at this stage it could go either way, especially with the Chrono implications. But the Eon Disc might be the MVP for Elephant. And next Roche, another minute and 10.
What are you gonna buy on Eurus? Is he still just thinking about the disc here? He has 7.3k, so 3.3 surplus. That is enough for a disc, right?
Finish the Hurricane Pike as well if we really want.
Disc again. It's enough. It's 3k flat. Thinking
Has the
about it.
leveler right now, so ridiculous attack speed and high ground really easily, but don't think high ground is their problem if they get the kills first. Yeah, everybody's just waiting for Roche. I think the next Roche might decide the game.
Yeah. 30-second early spawn.
Matu still has room to grow. I mean, there's no way that he doesn't save for buyback, right? Kills Somnus' courier, actually. Wait, was that the sheep stick? Okay,
He has it.
He got it already.
I think there is a way that Matu doesn't save buyback, to be honest. Oh, they found Super.
Yep. And he's dead. Easy kill. The first easy kill for Secret in quite some time. BKB by Zai. Burrow Strike to follow with the Static Storm as well. Chronosphere, they really want this Mars kill. See if there's a time lapse to come, but of course he's dead, so that ain't happening. You can't use it from the fountain.
Very late relocate. Where was FY?
Yeah.
Oh boy, two
He's
big
right
picks
there.
for Secret.
They do have 2 buybacks though.
They
and
do.
Both ults to work with.
That was still like a 4K gold swing or something.
I'll take your tribute.
Pretty big. 3K at least. And now they got map control too. Double damage top. Roche is spawning in 2 minutes
boy.
though. 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, if you bottle it
Yep.
in
could bottle
15
that.
seconds.
Do they have a bottle? They don't have a bottle. You could buy a bottle.
Puppy has a bottle.
You baited me.
Bottle is coming.
Oh, did he buy one actually? Oh, he did. Okay. I thought you were joking. You're like, Puppy has a bottle. And click Puppy. I'm
He
like,
has a
wow, that's
bottle.
nice. But he does.
Why would I lie to you? All right.
Drop the bottle
So
there.
now 1:45 to Roche, so that's pretty perfect timing.
Yeah, in a way, it's unlucky for Secret because it could be up right now.
True, true.
And then they would just get it. They get the top tier 3.
Indeed.
Actually.
Yeah, they're going to apply a little poking pressure to this set of racks right now. You see Somnus in the tree line up top. Still 2 buybacks to go if they really want to fight here. Oh, there's the Eclipse from afar with that Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, the damage!
Matu
Oh.
gets off the BKB and time lapse. No buybacks used from Elephant, but double BKB for Secret.
God, that was close.
Eclipse being down is a pretty big deal. See where they can go from here.
I think, so was that an instant combo breaker from Nisha there? They didn't manage to get the, they didn't manage to get the Dissimulate off the Hex.
A gift from the
When Euros put in his ult there. That was a really good attempt from Elephant. That could have been a huge kill.
Everybody has buy. All right, I'm gonna lose my voice here in this game. I have a feeling. We are also
Approaching tier 5 items, I know.
So that's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Wait. No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please, Gaben, if you're watching, please let this game somehow go to 60 minutes at least. Well, not just that. We need tier 5 items for both teams.
Where did Mars's gem go?
He has it.
I just picked it up again? Oh, I just clicked him. I was just dropping it to check high ground, I guess.
Yeah, Matu does commit, by the way, for the refresher. Has the 2 perseverances right now. I think he's still saving for buyback, though. Oh, refresher on Eurus as well. Man, we are approaching ridiculous late game status right now. Very exciting stuff. Roche. That is where the fight will be, almost guaranteed.
Spawning now.
And it has an Aghanim Scepter. This game was created for me. So
They're going to give that one to Invoker, probably. Cedar's been waiting all game for this.
maybe.
They could also give it to Matu. It's not bad
I
either.
think Matu Ags
Smoke.
is very good. I mean, the rest of his team is probably like, Nisha, you should have just bought this yourself already. I'm sorry. This is...
He's playing Refresher now. Oh, he has Ags queued up as well.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh.
Yeah, we have the...
And this.
Okay, and this does proc, and there's the Meteor
Time-lapse.
time-lapse out. But the Chronosphere onto 2. This is a huge kill on Somnus. He's going to have to buy back into the game. Next is definitely Super. Still 2 buybacks, though. This is all about buybacks and BKBs.
Secret are finding so many big picks. They found Weaver twice, they found Mars and now Void Spirit, and they paid nothing.
Honestly, the play here is to refresher on Void in the fog and just not show it. So then you have a fight for Roche, potentially. If they
Secret
actually try
are
to
paying
contest.
so much respect here by not going Roche yet. Commit. This is big.
Yep. Who gets the Ags? Matu gets the bash
All right,
on Time Walk
if you
if he
think
wants.
the Ags goes to Nisha, cheer for Secret. If you think the Ags go to Matu, cheer for Elephant.
Cheer for Elephant, guys. That's the correct answer, okay? Has the refresher, and there is the Aghanim Scepter for Matu. Time Walk now applies bashes. Does not work on reverse Time Walk, in case you're wondering.
If you don't care and you're just waiting for tier 5 items, cheer for neither team.
Okay. Very good.
There we are.
2 minutes
Okay.
away from that. Still 2 buybacks. They might need to give up this top racks and defend for the bottom.
For sure, this is just fun.
But Somnus is going to have to buy back pretty soon because they're going to commit to that bot racks pretty soon. But that means buyback will be preserved on Super at the very least. Matu and company versing their way to the other side. And time to start hitting the tier 3 bot. 36 seconds on Somnus. If they can try to hold this off for a little bit. Oh, a lot of baiting potential from Matu. There's the balance strike. Chaos meter to follow. No buyback from Somnus still. There's a save from FY. Back to the other side they go. BKB's popped from Elephant now, so they do defend with Somnus coming back relatively shortly, but they have used a couple of BKBs. Oh, the Chronosphere, but the relocate back onto the other side of the Chronosphere. That's not going to work. 2 easy kills for Matu. Double buyback, though. Somnus still has not bought back. Will be in 2 seconds responding regularly.
Is under attack.
Mars does die, and Secret are going to reset. They're afraid of Somnus, and for good reason. Eclipse used from the sidelines. Well, there's the Chronosphere. Onto 2 again. Into the Meteor. Triple Meteor indeed. Luna needs to get off that Satanic. Gets off the BKB instead. And the double Eclipse thanks to the refresher. Buyback available on Nisha still, and the chase is on for Matu.
They have Hex ready. He just needs to reach here. He'll find him here. Okay.
That's the Hex to start things out. Yules. Aether Remnant. Spear. Abyssal first.
Another stun.
Into the Dissimulate. This is a ridiculously long lockdown. That is the Aegis. Can they do it again?
Remnant.
Remnant to start things out. Matu has been stunned for literally the entire game. My God. That is
for 25 seconds.
That is God tier layering. My God. Apex, we made it to 60 minutes. We did it. Matu's gonna have a gift. It's like, I've been dead for 30 seconds, but at least I get Apex.
Oh.
Holy shit, that was insane. Book of the Dead, that's not exciting at all.
Well, thankfully you sound very excited.
Very terrible. very terrible tier 5 item.
Well, he's going to summon a bot. I mean, he can play a bit of split pushing here. Keep in mind, there's only 1 lane of barracks for Elephant, so Zai can force them to rotate.
This is going to be the longest replay of all time. Instant replay. As we can see in the live. Yeah, Wukong command used. You can see time lapse, bringing Eurus back to full HP. Now the plan for Elephant is to force these buybacks out. So Wukong's command delays a little bit. The question is, how many racks does Secret give up before needing to buy back? Okay, Abyssal Blade. And we have a buyback onto Matu. That's the big one. Remember, he does not have Chronosphere. He's already used it. Somnus. Eon Disc does proc the double bash, the glimpse back into the kinetic field with the Burrow Strike. That is a kill. Chronosphere now onto Super. Looks like he's likely going to die here. Finally goes down. The time lapse, the MVP again. And Matu is dead. That is a dieback. Epicenter Burrow Strike combination. Going to do decent amount of damage. Yapzor. The Boundless Strikes can be enough as Somnus is getting relatively low on HP. Has to be careful. There's the Burrow Strike that actually finishes him off, but he does have buyback. He preserved it so freaking long. Everybody's dead except for... How is this possible? He took the Book of the Dead! Are you serious? The MVP! Book of the Dead, the best tier 5 item ever, gets the Mega Creeps for Secret. So despite Matu diebacking, Secret could try to go down mid here, but Somnus is a freaking beast. Can they take him out? Book of the Dead, dude. All right, that's a rapier. We have a rapier. I'm not sure if you had that the whole time, but I just noticed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Collect their breaths here.
Somnus is trying to buy
1v3. Book of the Dead again.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know what they're building over there. BKB, yeah, from Somnus. He's going to have to go all out here. Gets the Hex, gets the stun. Static Storm's not going to be effective at all, as the Ancient is just being killed from afar. Book of the Dead, MVP for Secret. I told you, Cinderin, best tier 5 item to ever drop. Holy Jesus, what a game. Secret.
That's amazing.
1-0. Oh, Gaben. Gaben.
What a great game. So many amazing individual plays, and it's... Dota is really entertaining when one team has insane catch and lockdown and the other one has insane saves, right? Like, it's always going to be this insane back and forth. Tons of like management of cooldowns and spell casting, like serenades of everything. That was what an awesome game. That's easily the best game we've had so far.
Yeah, we've had some 2-0 stomps, and this makes
When I
up
say
for
we
it.
have, I meant us casting. I believe
Yeah,
there was a very cool OG VP
Yeah,
series.
just you
last
and me.
night.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
the two of us. But what a game!
I think even after all that, and obviously the meme being the Book of the Dead being actually amazing, the layering of the stuns on Matu, that's one of the coolest like segments I've ever seen in my 15 years of playing Dota 1 and Dota. That was amazing, but they did lose.
They did lose.
What
but
a
wow.
display from both teams.
Crazy.
And that was just game number 1. So stay with us because maybe we'll have another
The quest for ultimate glory continues.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunsfan. Joining me is Cinderin. This is game number 2 of a 2-game series in the group stage of the International 2021.
10.
Good try. Actually, it was interesting. Every blog post, it says International 2021. They don't say 10.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
that is interesting.
It's not as interesting as game 1, though. The reason that I'm not extremely excited right now is because I'm tempering my expectations. I don't want to lose my voice as well. It's very important that I continue to cast, or else Cinder will have to solo cast. They've told me that if I'm not available, Cinder will not get a co-caster.
They haven't told me that.
Well, they don't want to scare you.
No.
So.
If the alternative is Slacks, I'd probably solo cast, so
Yeah.
that's good.
He is on the menu as a possibility for a replacement.
All right, please keep your voice.
So
Just
Elephant,
stay quiet for the first half of the game, and then we keep you healthy.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. I have calmed down now.
Good.
That was one of the best games that I've ever had the pleasure of casting.
That was a lot of fun.
Extremely
That's very good
entertaining.
game.
It technically had some tier 5 neutrals.
Technically.
We didn't get, as we have a draft now, we can go anytime we want. Every tier, I'm not complaining, I'm just stating a fact.
Uh-huh.
Every tier 5 game that we have cast, it's always like one team has like 2 of them,
Right.
right? We haven't seen the full display, so I'm hoping for the future that we still get that game at some point. But that one, last one did not disappoint. Very well fought from both respective teams. It seems like Secret just, they have these epic games semi-consistently compared to other teams, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think Secret are very patient. I think that's a big part of it. Epic games usually are just, longer. That's what makes them crazy like that, because late game Dota gets wild, and Secret is one of the teams that are very patient when under pressure. They understand that sometimes they're supposed to not fight, take it easy. They don't take crazy risks that were game losing in that game. And the same can be said for Elephant, right? Like if you're watching that game, I think one regret Elephant might have was the Aegis they didn't end up using. But it's understandable that it's very hard to push into Secret's lineup, and kind of vice versa, right? When Secret tried to push the base, when did they get the first lane of Barracks? Mid. It felt like minute 30, and the game was like 65
relatively
minutes.
early, yeah.
So it was clearly very difficult for either team to finish that game. And Secret is a team that's very experienced in super late game scenarios, so they don't feel worried about going late. So I think that's the part of the reason why. Also, the way Secret drafts a lot of the time is about a late game win condition. So this game had Invoker Void, right? That's late game. Even if the Invoker never bought Ags, to many people's dismay.
Never bought it and never picked it up from Roche as well. He had the option.
Faceless Void. Okay, let's have a look at the draft here. So Secret with some very default bans for this patch with the Monkey King Tiny. This is going to be an IO pick. Banning Snapfire and AA are Elephant, so they will grab the first pick IO. And let's see what Secret's plan is now, because this time they won't have the Monkey King to combat it. And obviously no AA once again.
Off of memory, who was this other ban? Was it Elder Titan?
Snap Morph was Secret's bans.
Oh, it was Morph last time.
Right? Secret banned Morph? Yes.
I don't remember.
Are we mixing it up with the VP series now?
I don't know.
I don't.
I thought you would know, and I'm just relying on your memory, which I know now is terrible.
First phase,
Mage.
Skyrath.
Is that a Yapzor Skyrath?
More than likely.
I do like watching him play that. It seems like he gets off to... it's a bit of a snowbally support, it feels like, to some degree.
I wouldn't consider this a particularly good hero against IO, though. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe the harassment and the just raw damage is overwhelming. Or Secret have some sort of lane pairing that is very strong. I'm going to grab it with Tide. So very stable, but not very explosive hero in lane. Elephant need to choose now if they see a carry that they want based on these two. I think they're going to end up picking Gyro, honestly.
Oh, that's what was banned last game.
That was the second phase ban.
Was it second phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
I think
if they want it now, if they want it, they have to pick it now, right? It's going to get banned otherwise.
I think Elephant's first phase was IO and
Okay.
Mars. They picked IO Mars.
Yeah, that's right.
And this time they're going to grab the Doom. This seems to be the #1 Chinese go-to pick against Tide. Like, I don't know how many games I've seen this tournament now that this exact thing has happened.
But
I think it's actually 5+.
This could be a puppy 5.
It
Tide.
could. It could. absolutely. That might be what Secret end up doing. I'm just saying teams are picking Doom against Tide.
I mean, would
Left,
you
right, and
say
center.
would you say that Doom, just as a general
10
pick,
seconds
is
remaining.
just good in
I think so.
just relatively solid in every game?
I think it's a good hero. I think we have yet to see a game in this tournament where Doom felt bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a bit confirmation bias maybe because the teams that we have seen play Doom have also been some of the top scoring teams, but I've been very impressed with Doom's overall impact this TI so far, so wouldn't surprise me to see it picked in more first phases, even if it doesn't particularly counter something, just because it's been working so well.
10 seconds.
Gyro will be banned here by Secret. Reckon they might also ban out the Luna. Other carries that Euros would play with IO would be something like Sven. He has played Ursa. I don't feel like that's one of his best heroes, but it is appealing against the Tide, especially with Monkey King banned. Slark, I think. I think is the most likely carry that they're talking about right now. I think Slark is also getting a Skywrath Mage.
10 seconds.
Ban Medusa. I don't know if that's a tell that they're aiming for Sven.
5 seconds.
It's a little bit early to ban it then, because then you're kind of giving the enemy team information. Yeah, I think Secret are going to largely just IO pairings here.
Yep. I would be surprised otherwise.
Is there anything else that's out? Luna.
Have we seen much Morph IO?
No.
No?
Not really.
Because there was a time where that was semi-popular.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because of the regen aspect
definitely
to the
think,
hero.
Yeah, I definitely think that could still be good here as well. But the reason I like Slark so much is that he has a good matchup against the two heroes they see. He has IO with him, and he's good against Tide in lane. So it kind of forces the Tide onto 5, which maybe it's a bit too much of it, because like you said, they already have Doom. So maybe that's going to happen anyway.
It is Dire's ban.
We'll see. They ban Ursa too, so they are not grabbing that themselves. Respecting Matu's Ursa.
Yeah.
Great matchup against Doom, of course, in lane.
A lot of position 1.
Yeah.
Still sad we won't see Tiny for the rest of TI.
He has been banned every game we've cast.
Every single.
And he has been played a decent amount of games.
Every time I sit in the lounge and watch a game, there's a Tiny game.
we don't get them.
All right,
Lena
Lena?
ban. Okay.
All right.
They're not worried about any carries right now. Obviously, it's important to keep in mind the pick order in phase 2 could leave Elephant maybe not even picking their carry until absolute last, because they do have 2 picks in a row.
10 seconds
Show
remain.
on 3rd, 4th.
5 seconds.
All right, I'm
remain.
feeling for Secret. We're finally going to get the game I've been waiting for. Not that it's that exciting of a pick, but because of the build that I haven't gotten to see in an official pro match, Spectre.
Spectre could be a thing. Doom does well against it, though. Performs pretty well against Spectre.
Yeah, I guess he can get Ag, so you get the break as well.
Yeah, it's pretty... I feel like just historically speaking, Doom does well against Spec. Also, Spectre can't really... Spectre doesn't like percentage-based damage, right? And you're facing that from Infernal Blade, and you're facing a guy in lane who thrives off playing against weak laners, just gets rich. They're gonna ban Io or Luna themselves. Okay. Well, Secret do have the next pick. If they felt like Luna was gonna do really well against Doom in lane, which I could see, you know, it's a lot of right-click damage with the aura, the constant harassment of Luna plus potential position 5 Tide might be a concern for Elephant.
5
There's still plenty of different carries they could play with this IO. I think, once again, the most appealing one currently is Slark. Other options worth noting, Bloodseeker is a thing. Morph, like you mentioned. I don't like PA so much into what they're seeing. Chaos Knight, eh. Troll?
10
Sure.
seconds remain.
Yours plays a good troll.
I mean, what does Secret
5
want?
seconds.
To try to... Like, what carries don't care... we're talking about carries right now, but... What carries don't care about being doomed? Wraith King.
Wraith King is number 1. Other cores that don't care so much, Death Prophet sometimes, depending on the situation. Razor. Those are probably the biggest ones. Illusion carries. Phantom Lancer can be really good against Doom in the right situation. Naga.
God, if we get a Naga game, that's another 60-minute.
I think theoretically Arc Warden is pretty good against Doom as well, but you're not going to pick that here. Secret do have Arc Warden players though.
Yeah, Nisha.
I think Matu plays it too.
Oh, does he?
But they've mainly played it on Nisha.
Okay.
Lone Druid. Doesn't care too much about Doom.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen Druid, yeah.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Dazzle.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
This is a very unusual pick. I think it's been picked before this TI, but I want to say it's been less than 3 games.
It's time for minus armor strat, Cinderin. You got the physical damage of Poison Touch. You got the ult with Gush. You just need one more. Like,
this looks like the makings of a 5-man push strat against Doom. It's what I was talking about earlier today when we were talking, okay, what's good against Doom?
Radiant must
Doom doesn't like when the enemy team can just group up and stand strong together. If that's the line of thinking that Secret are doing with this Dazzle, maybe he goes core and buys Greaves. Or they play him support, but then they pick a lineup that really wants to just take towers, like something like Dragon Knight, Shadow Shaman is a potential here probably. Pugna.
5 seconds.
What else pushes really fast that could see Secret play? Lone Druid. I really think the Lone Druid is in the cards here, actually. I think it's a really good pick with what Secret see right now.
yeah, it's not like you're dooming a bear, right?
Right, and it could be a little bit of a pocket strat almost with Dazzle. I could see some cool synergy between those 2 heroes in lane.
Does Glimpse work against bear out of curiosity? Does it count as a hero?
You can't glimpse
No?
the bear. I don't think so, at least.
Turn to pick.
Storm Spirit.
All right.
That's another hero that doesn't exactly thrive against 5-man. I think Secret might commit now. Storm likes to play skirmish and smaller scale engagements or find angles. They're probably picking this as a solution to Dazzle so that they can't use the save effectively. But again, if the ball is strong enough, and especially if Dazzle is core, maybe Secret can just stay together and look for a push.
But either way, Secret, this is likely now a 3 tied, right? I mean, we've seen some core Dazzle in the past. We've seen mid Skywrap even.
I'm not sure yet. I think this Dazzle could be both 3, 2, and 5.
I would love to see a Nisha Dazzle.
I think the most likely
hilarious.
is 3 and 5 at this point. I don't know if you want that Storm Spirit matchup mid as a 2. This next pick is so telling about what Secret want to do. And they also have ultimate last pick in the draft, but it's just, you need to decide now what your macro plan is. This hero tells everything. All right, it's a different version of what I was saying, right? It's 5-man. It pushes towers with Edict. Groups up. I still think Lone Druid is a possibility, even as the last pick, but at this point you probably put the Dazzle 3, Lesh mid, and then you last pick Matu, a carry that wants to go and end the game by taking towers. Lone Druid stands out. Troll is a possibility. Jugger. Jugger not bad. Looks like if that's the idea, Elephant have not caught onto it at all by banning this PL currently. Maybe it's the Dazzle PL combo that they're worried about. Obviously Shadow or Shadow Wave plus the Doppelganger Illusions is a lot of burst.
10 seconds.
If that's the logic, they might ban Naga as well. Again, it's the carries that perform against Doom from Elephant's perspective. But I don't know if Secret are even going in that direction in general. Very curious. Funny enough, this it's like you look at Secret's lineup and the way they play together, and then you have this like weird Skywrath. But he can obviously still use. Okay, that's a very. For me, that's a telling ban that they want Lone. He's also good against Tide and Lesh, so I think Lifestealer is just a strong hero in this game.
I mean, the one thing they don't have though. I mean, obviously they got off to a good start in Snow, but they don't really have much like that much catch early on for Storm. Like they have to itemize a lot to get it. They need like an Atos or something, or a position 1 that actually does something. Doesn't this feel like a kind of free Storm game if he is able to farm the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's about whether he can find the kills, right? Because he might have a good farm, but if Secret's heroes are together and they stand strong and Skywrath gets an Atos, it's still going to be difficult to engage. There's always going to be that instant Ancient Seal you need to worry about into Atos, and then you can just die. If you have to buy Yules against that first item or something like that, then you lose a lot of your potential power in the game. And again, I think Secret, with a Lone Druid pick here, if the next pick from Elephant isn't good early, Secret could try to win the game literally minute 20 with a Lone. Like, it does look possible.
I like it.
The team fight from Elephant is kind of weak. You have Static Storm and Scorched Earth as your AoE abilities. You could sustain against that from Secret's lineup's perspective. Let's see.
So
what
does Elephant have a positional
Sven
one
ban.
that kind of, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what other IO couples do we have? Mostly have been banned out. And does it need to be a tried and true IO combo, or can it just be, you know, a regular carry that just works well with everybody
the
else?
thing that's messing with me a little bit is that I'm going so far down this lone druid thought process that if that's not at all what's happening, I haven't really thought too much about what Elephant would be picking if it's not for that. So I'm kind of thinking, what carries could they run that would do well against lone?
All right.
I like this.
Yeah, Weaver's good against
I don't
lone.
think it's bad. Also just nice open-ended, right? Because it gives them more early potential in order to fight. Could definitely see it. Faceless Void is in the pool.
Well,
if
the
Secret want to go
ensnare
that direction.
From Lone Druid, it reveals Invis, right? As
Phantom
okay.
assassin.
Your hero.
You were incorrect.
I would have never guessed that hero.
I love the lone. You know what? I'm gonna pretend that you won this. You won the draft with that Lone Druid pick. Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe they got a little bit dissuaded. Weaver has a good matchup against Lone, so maybe they didn't want to do it for that reason.
They do have a lot of minus armor, and PA does a lot of damage.
For sure. It's good. It's also a hero that can assassinate IO. It's nice.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what other options were there for Secret. Faceless Void, I think, was in the pool, which is good with Lesh and good against Weaver.
But much slower.
And they just struggle a little bit against IO. Yeah, they did get the win, but that was a grind.
Yeah.
And it would be against IO Weaver again.
Oh, we have the Yapzor Vengeful Spirit set for Skyrath. That's always good to see.
Oh, nice.
10
I'm forgiven if I
seconds
call him Vengeful Spirit in the game, right?
Yeah, you are.
That set looks amazing, though. Holy crap. Very good.
I would like it with more Skyrath colors, though.
No,
I still
I
think the design of the set is cool.
No, I like it looking like
Because of the
Vengeful Spirit.
colors or because of the design?
I like purple.
Yeah, me too.
I like purple.
Purple is my favorite color, Shannon, so I'm not complaining about purple.
Purple's my favorite color.
It can't be your favorite color. I took it first.
What's your second favorite color? Well, do we agree on this?
Do you ever ask people this question except now?
No, this is the first time
What
I've
is
ever
your
asked
second
anybody.
favorite color?
Well, because I have two favorite colors, and I've like
That sounds like a
flip-flopped them.
great way to end like a starting on a dating site, like Purge's Guide to Dating. Don't ask what is your second favorite color. It shows that you've run out of questions and that you're genuinely an uninteresting person.
That's probably true in most cases, but I'm actually interested to know what your second favorite color is.
I've never thought about it, so
I think
can't give you
everybody
an answer.
watching, even the ones that are typing in chat, shut up and get on with the game. They want to know too.
I think they're on
Cinder.
the edge of their seats
I
to
agree.
hear that my second favorite color is violet.
That's too close to purple. Just a regular color,
You
please.
can't set the rules like that. It's violet.
Can you guess my second favorite color?
Probably violet.
Orange.
Oh, that was actually my favorite.
Digital Chaos.
That was the first one I was thinking
Phoenix
was actually
Suns,
orange.
Cinderin, come on now.
I can't believe I was thinking orange before I said violet, but I said there's a
Purple and violet. What a great combination. I'm sure you'll wear that one of these days as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so on we go. Game number 2 for the group stage. TI-10, Secret versus Elephant. The last game, if you missed it, obviously went the way of Secret, as you can see in that little tick mark up top. And it was one of the most epic games of all time in my I'm a very humble person in general, my humble opinion. So you guys should go watch it if you have just joined us. Don't watch us live. All right, watch the VOD of the game 2 later. It's not going to live up to game 1, okay? Cinderin, all right? It's not getting your hopes up.
Let's wait and see.
But no, Secret, they they just find a way to make these games like super epic. So always excited to cast them in general. And we saw the power of Elephant. I mean, I think it kind of just, it backs up what I was saying, Cinderin, that maybe the teamwork isn't
Just 30
tier
seconds
1
now.
esque right now.
As
But
pressure builds,
mechanically, skill-wise,
the
every
stalwart
player is
remain
amazing.
Yeah.
So
They are
I
very-
think
and I
they
mean-
have the most room to improve at this tournament.
And that last game was about inches, right? Like, it was
Yes.
so close so many times to Elephant getting the team fight they were looking for, but Secret just...
Okay, I'm sorry.
Clutched it
I
so
have to
many
go on a
times.
quick tangent. Why do you say inches when you use the metric system? I know
Because
you.
it's a
football
manner
saying.
it's a manner of speech.
It's an NFL football.
Right.
Up, Yang's gonna get poison touch. Has to give
Yang's
up that
gonna
bounty
die.
rune, and he is donezo. First blood likely to go to Matu. Nope, never mind. Nisha is like, you know what? I didn't get the Agnum Scepter last game, and I'm not gonna get it this game either. Nihilism.
Nisha's like, last game I had to play against a first blood mid hero. Now it's my turn to
That's
have
true.
the advantage. Lesh against Storm, I think Leshak performs well in this lane. Again, when Storm wants to go and Static Remnant the wave, he can get caught by a stun, you can get some harassment in, but ultimately, Somnus should still be able to get decent farm. Good harass here coming out Nisha, though. Getting a bit in. We should mention, by the way, we've talked about the draft, but not really who's playing it. This is Somnus playing Storm. There's been some legendary games at TI from this player on this hero. So very exciting stuff. And the Secret do end up playing the Tide on position 3, not position 5. So no, they're facing Doom. They will put Zai bottom. Puppey will play 5 Dazzle together with Matu's PA. Poison Touch has been changed, by the way. Keep that in mind. It's only Dazzle that can what's it called? Reset Poison Touch and delay it. Extend was the word I was looking for. Only Dazzle can do that. So important for Puppey that he gets to keep right-clicking targets that they want to go on. Would be Yang here.
Yep.
He is so slow.
That's a lot of minus armor too. And Matu and company looking to get the second kill of the game. Another stifling dagger, and down goes Yang.
Shouldn't have trusted you.
Gonna need another buff with +1 armor to Doom.
Orb of Venom, Stifling Dagger, Poison Touch. And Puppey also has a Blightstone. So that is insane amounts of slow in that lane.
Yang now has to respect the authority of Puppey on this Dazzle. Not a hero we get to see a ton of these days.
And they have to worry a little bit. Matsu just got level 2. And so did Puppey. Before Elephant got their level 2s up here. There's one on Yang now. Puppey's going to fight FY. He's going to tether away.
Not after taking a ton of damage, though. Okay, he can't tether to his courier, sadly. So down goes FY.
I really thought Yang was going to walk over. And
kind of uncharacteristic start here for Elephant.
I don't know. Like, the moment you get the Poison Touch there, don't you call over your Doom? I mean, maybe Yang didn't want to go because he was taking key CS in the lane, but...
I mean, what is the mindset, do you think? I know this is kind of an open-ended question. There's no way to actually know the answer, but it's fun to talk about theory crafting and whatnot, Synderin.
Okay.
After losing that last game, how would you feel? And you only get like 10 minutes to reset. Like, it's not a whole lot of time, right?
I thought you were going to be like, you only get 10 minutes to answer this question. Think about it for 10 minutes and tell me how you feel now.
Zai taking massive damage. Swarm
He's
applied.
He's
One more. Ooh, I thought he was going to get it.
He's dead. He's not dead. He's fine.
Thank you for making that so much more exciting, Synderin. Yapzor.
Yapzor's dead.
Thunderstrike. His courier has died. Yeah, that's what you foresaw the whole time.
Right. How do you feel after that last game? You feel bummed out that you didn't win, I think.
But
at
really?
the same time,
Wow, that's incredible.
So
that's like a robot answer.
Okay, so my point is, at this level of play, I think these players have been in this position enough times that they know how important it is to reset for the next game. And I'm not going to pretend that they can just do it like nothing happened, right? But especially these teams that have coaches and have like all of that stage experience, they know you're going to lose games, and they know how, okay, you know, we did a lot of things right, we did some things wrong. Try your best to reset and just go play again. And it's kind of incredible when you think about it, how you can grind out a game for 60 minutes, you can be so close, and in the end you get absolutely nothing, and still these players can go into the next game and play like nothing happened a lot of them, right? They're just doing their best. If you've played a lot of pubs, you also have experience losing unlosable games. So, not that that last game was unlosable by any means, but...
you know, seeing Diabolic Edict, Arcane Bolt coming as well. Somnus is looking mega dead, although he might take Nisha with him. It's going to be close. And he actually gets the kill thanks to the Fairy Fire. Yapzor, Thunderstrike applied. My goodness, that was as close as it gets.
Nisha hesitated on the stun there. He thought Somnus was going to juke him and just overthought the play. And then he gets vortexed and killed.
Yeah.
That's really big, because Somnus is going to get level 6 first and have the potential secondary kill mid with a Disruptor rotation or an IO rotation. Yeah, don't want to give Somnus kills like that on Storm.
I mean, after the last game, Nisha probably just wants to play with a handicap, right?
Yeah,
wants to make it fair.
Yeah, he definitely didn't have a handicap last game by not having Axe, so... time
well, that was his handicap that game, yeah.
No, I genuinely think there was a very good reasoning behind not buying it last. But haters gonna hate. Here we go. Somnus.
Yeah.
Not going. Here we don't go. I was thinking about it, and FY started a TP mid and canceled it, so it seemed like they were considering it.
And Matu with the Falcon Blade right now, allowing him to spam the Stifling Dagger to his hearts. But looking at the CS, he is top 3, 26 and 8 right now. And no, this is one of those games where, like, is there a mid? What am I trying to say here, Cinderin? Oh, bottom lane. We have Ancient Seal. Apply to the Weaver, but looks like he's going to be fine here. I mean, is there a point where you want to try to end? Like, what's the time window for each respective team to either care?
Both teams can go super late game. So I think again, Secret by picking PA have enabled themselves to go late.
That's why. My God, this is a dirty lane. Super dirty.
Yeah.
No,
it's really good
mana
against
here,
this lane because the lane they're facing has no stuns and no slows. So they can't ever reset. They just have to stand there and take it and fight back and hope for the best. Or TP out. Those are the two plays. But if I couldn't TP there, because he had just been TPing mid for Somnus and that play was cancelled. So didn't exist this time around.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Puppey level 4 now, has the 2 in Shadow Wave, 2 in Poison Touch. As bottom lane, we have the kinetic field applied to Yapzor. Looks like he is going to go down this time around.
You've been
Eurus with the time lapse to get most of his HP back.
Nice level up for Eurus there. This gives him a free 500 heal basically that he got the level up from the kill. And he even makes it back in time to kill the siege creep and get full gold from this wave, so
I think Secret's going to have to give up this tower in all likelihood. Although actually, we have a couple reinforcements potentially coming this way. A lot of damage has been done in this tower regardless.
I'm really surprised they let that happen. But I guess they just have to respect Storm being missing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early to lose this tower. 7 minutes. Somnus with that haste rune, Matu might be in some trouble. There's not going to be a grave coming out for Puppey anytime soon. But Matu has to Phantom Strike his way to the other side, but this is just going to be too much. There's the grave. Matu attempting to TP out. Looks like he'll be successful. Oh, he actually dies just barely on his way back, so he loses the TP now. That is a huge yikes. Double kill for Yang. 3 dead overall for Secret.
He died in base to a tick from Scorched Earth.
Okay.
That is very unlucky, but of course...
Wow. So it's like a 0.2 second fade, whatever you call that, linger time?
I don't know how long it lingers when you TP, but last tick there, just a little bit faster and he's alive. And considering Shadow Grave does last 4 seconds, it's something along the lines of if Matu is just facing slightly differently, so he doesn't have to turn to TP,
that's true.
Then he lives there. Like, we're talking 0.1, 0.2 seconds there, difference between life and death, and that's big, because not only did Elephant kill him, he had to TP back, so now he can't get back out to the lane fast. He has to run all the way. They lost the tower, and Somnus was involved in 3 kills on his Storm. Dota is a very snowbally game sometimes. Like, all of these things... Think about it. If Nisha solo kills the Storm in the river, or with the help of Yapzor who is there, if that was a kill on the Storm instead of the Lesh, all of this might have not happened, right?
Yeah. Oh, Ancient Steel comes out, but he's already Shikuchi'd, so
middle tower is under attack.
Totally fine. Going to be going for the Maelstrom after picking up this Falcon Blade now. And you're right. Momentum has slightly shifted into Elephant's favor for sure.
Stupendous.
Matu's game has taken a bit of a hit.
Definitely. And PA is not a hero that plays well from behind, so need to make sure you bring him back into the game. Obviously, PA nowadays used to buy a lot of Battle Fury. The item is very unpopular right now. It just isn't worth it most of the time. So he is queuing up the Maelstrom here on PA. Getting a nice mix of damage as well. Obviously, PA has decent physical component, so sometimes you want to amplify that, but sometimes you want to get the Maelstrom for the overall farming speed and early fighting potential that Battle Fury doesn't give you in the same way. It gives you the farming, but it's a terrible fighting item.
Somnus is connected
they found
to
Matu.
FY. This is going to be another death for Matu. Inside that Static Storm, nowhere to go. And like you said, Elephant's starting to pull away a bit. Snowball. Of course, this is a Doom game. Have to mention it again, but Matu's game is pretty garbage right now.
Yeah, and Doom's going to get a Midas, so this is going to get worse and worse. Yang, who died twice already, once on First Blood and once in the lane, is now easily well ahead of everyone on Secret's side by 1,000 net worth, 10 minutes in.
I mean, if it was like last game where Nisha was way ahead, then and could basically put him on his back for 20-30 minutes before Matu gets his farm.
Just to give you some perspective here, if Doom didn't have Devour as a skill, he would still be ahead on net worth. So like, you can put as much into Devour as you want in terms of this gold, but he would still be ahead of every core in the enemy team without it. Obviously still a very, very useful spell, but it's not all the Devour. It's the 2 kills in the tower that really help. And his good CS too. Sitting on 56 against Matsu's 46.
Eager to know.
Good news. Fairy's Trinket was picked up, Cinder, and big news for Secret.
Good news.
Nisha will almost certainly pick that one up.
Oh, he's got a horsey for his horsey.
Oh, okay. Very sad to see.
I still think you give it to him, though. Yeah, he's taking it. He's giving the horsey away. Oh, he poured it back to base instead of giving it to Yapzor, who's literally right next to him. That's kind of rude.
Well, it
takes
too long to hand it off. You know, people just, they don't communicate very well.
Yapzor gets a pig pole. Maybe Puppy's going to take a little horsey. I think you should give it to Skyreth, though. The mana pool is really good on that hero.
All right, quick thought about pig pole.
Yep.
What if it was an RNG item? I know you hate this already. You use it on an enemy.
I stopped listening.
And there's a 20% chance it sheeps them, 80% it sheeps you.
Did you design cards in Hearthstone by any chance, or?
Might as well. Nisha, all right, gonna find its way in the arms of Somnus, and it gets brought down immediately. Super in the meantime, taking a Mystic Flare to the face so that Secret gets 1 kill, but it's just on the support. Static Storm with the Doom applied as well. Yaps are attempting to TP out. See if he be successful. Tideslander dies in the meantime.
Scorched Earth was over, so
That's
no
right.
linger. No linger that time.
But 2 for 1. Elephant will take that. Nisha dies again. Matu
Matu gets soloed here.
boy.
Oh, the Swarm actually misses.
Might still get him anyway. Gets the bounty rune as well. Phantom Strike and Somnus is here. Very little mana to speak of.
Secret getting run over here.
Absolutely, and Puppy does have a grave for himself. They're not going to commit any further.
Oh, Nisha doing good damage. Relocate.
TP back
he
in.
died.
Pulse Nova doing massive damage. Somnus down to the low ground as the grave applied to Nisha again. Glimpse. Looks like he is possibly fine. Zai does get glimpse, but gets the Ravage off of 2 in the meantime. Looks like the right click from Yapzor is going to be enough. Yurus in the meantime getting extremely low. Nisha with the Lightning Storm. Arcane Bolt is following him. How much damage does this do, Cinderin? I don't even know what level it is,
Not
for God's
enough.
sake. And Yurus will live. Very
It's
nice.
level 1. Yapzor has maxed out Ancient Seal for the amplification and the strong sounds against Storm and Weaver. Very understandable. And that means that Arcane Bolt is not strong enough.
7 deaths in that engagement. My God.
Crazy. And honestly, that could have gone worse for Secret. That was very close to them losing additional heroes, but they kind of salvaged it there with Nisha doing a lot of damage coming in from the side. Puppy is almost level 9. He's a level and a half ahead of Matu. Like, what's going on, actually?
Wow.
Matu's level 7, Puppy level 9.
That's very weird.
Zai and Matu are going to share the Ancient
And as a result, this actually ends up being a kind of significant kill.
Yeah. It's a lot of experience, and probably a mid tower, because PA is unfortunately not really useful right now, and Tide doesn't have Ravage, so defending this for Secret is difficult. They are going to try. Maybe they're going to be okay because there's no siege creep here. Somnus gets flanked. Oh, that's good.
Can seal. Can that? Oh my God, he gets blown up. Somnus dead again. Super in the meantime will be the collateral damage as well.
They were not expecting that attack angle. Secret with a good offensive wards overseeing the area. And they find that amazing Ancient Seal into Leshrac damage combo. Just filthy how fast that kill went. FY had no chance of saving him.
Somnus is going to have to get a BKB this game pretty fast. Going at first item after the Kaya, yeah. Not a big surprise there. Perhaps, I mean, maybe playing a little bit too cocky. I don't know if that's the right word. But I feel like he's invulnerable with an IO attached, but all it takes is an Ancient Seal.
Right. I mean, you understand why he would feel confident there. It's literally just the perfect angle that Secret found and the right spell connection. If he's standing straight in the middle in front of the tower, I don't think he could die.
Yeah, Mystic Flare and Gush from afar. Split Earth to finish him off. Nisha with another kill for himself.
Yapzor already has the Veil. He's building into Glimmer.
And that was Somnus' first death, by the way, so 6-1 overall, while Nisha is 4-2. Of the enemy neutral creeps is Elephant.
Shouldn't sleep on Eurus either. Hasn't been too involved in the fights, but is obviously farming very, very well on the Weaver. Not usually the best hero against PA. Doesn't mind buying BKB, but also has to look after defensive items, even with an IO. So that's probably a bit away, but he can be very good against all the other heroes. He is level 12, so very strong. compared to Secret's high-level hero being Leshrac, almost hitting level 12, but everyone else is below 10, except Zai, who barely cracked it. Hero's definitely sitting strongly here. 2 level 2 ultis available now for the Radiant side. Almost 3. Doom is getting there. Actually, BKB for Yang gets completed now.
Wow.
So he is very, very powerful. Secret can't kill him in BKB. They have no damage. Like, PA is not online, and even if he were, like, he has a Maelstrom, so that isn't dealing damage to BKB
I mean, he's
either.
like 15 minutes away from having something significant kill Doom.
Yeah, probably. Something along those lines. So very, very strong timing coming up here for Elephant. They could even force a Roche, I think. Okay, we're going to see the river. Eurus gets the Arcane Rune.
Posturing a bit here in the mid lane.
They want the mid tower.
Take glimpse. Okay. Nothing to follow it up. Siege gets one more attack. And into the smoke we go. So Elephant.
All eyes on Yang. He can do so much in this fight.
Yeah, for sure. Matu's going to have to be careful. If he dies again, this... Ugh. I don't know how you recover.
You say that when he's 3-3-2, but you're kind of right. Like, it's just... He's so far behind already.
Position 1s can't die more than 3 times.
They can.
16 minutes. Come now. Please. Impossible.
I played with your Lifestealer. They definitely can.
Okay.
But then they don't win. But they can die more than 3 times. They can actually die more than 3 times.
I'm just really bad in the laning stage. That's the difference. I'm very good at everything else.
Yes.
Especially buying Ags. Very good at that.
Especially complaining about the game in general.
Yes, that's true.
Very good.
I only complain about things that I love.
Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
That's why I haven't complained about you once. I absolutely adore casting with you. There's the heat map again.
Way to make it awkward. He wouldn't say that off camera, by the way, guys. Just a heads up.
I think you missed the joke, by the way.
Oh, that was a joke? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, he pops the BKB with the Doom now. Nisha is in a ton of trouble, and this will lead to a pretty easy kill for Elephant. Zai, perfectly off the Ravage. Beautifully done. Can they get some kills? First one's going to be on Eurus, and the sideline Somnus picks off Puppey. Matu has come to play as well. Somnus basically out of mana, uses the Horsey to kill Yapzor. But now, with no mana, can Matu and company kill him off? Gets the static remnant off.
To help.
Yep. Zai jumps in again, gets the anchor smash. Matu with a double kill. This is providing Matu with so much. Yang into the trees he goes. He's going to be linked up. Matu, he has to be careful with these spirit balls. Zai as well. He's going to go down to the scorched earth. So, I mean, I feel like from Secret's perspective, Matu at least gets something out of that, but
that was very good for Secret, given the circumstances. They got their Leshrac, the biggest damage dealer, got doomed and killed off, and Zai gets the frame-perfect Ravage on the Doom BKB, and they get a couple of kills for PA, so it's something. They don't really gain gold. Like, the gold exchange is basically 0. But considering you're far behind and you got engaged on like that, I think a draw is a win. Fighting again already. Super step.
Hits the split art. Yang doesn't have the BKB. Oh, actually, it is up again. So we'll have to use the second charge for it.
All right. Secret are not...
They're not scared.
They're really not slowing down. Like,
yeah.
They're aware that without Doom and with Storm being sent away, they can immediately go for another play. Using Nisha that time around because he wasn't doomed. Wonder what he's going to build. He's going into Eternal Shroud currently. Very good item this game.
Oh, yeah. Love this item.
Hearing a piggy?
Yeah, that is a... I feel like that's a more aggressive... What if that was the noise for cheering? Is there anybody in Dota TV want to cheer? Maybe they implemented the squeal. That's like a 1% chance to go off. That would be epic.
I actually think a rare spawn cheer sounds pretty funny.
I agree. I think of all the good ideas, Cinder. Don't forget that.
1% chance that it's a really loud foghorn. Or a vuvuzela, or however you pronounce that.
All right, we got another smoke. This time from Elephant. And like you said, the Eternal Shroud is picked up. Shot. Matu. He felt it coming. Knowing that everybody's off the map, pops his blur, and gets up to safety. He's not too far away from BKB. But even with that, I don't know. I mean... He doesn't die immediately, just still doesn't have damage. You need a +1 off that, right? I would assume.
Yeah, you do.
And what do you go? Is it too late to go Deso after that?
I don't think so. I think Deso is still good. He also has Brigand's Blade, which helps very quickly when he gets an early strong hit in. So, yeah, I could definitely see Deso. What else would he get in this spot? We agree it has to be offensive. He can't get Lincolns.
Yeah, 100%.
So...
Now it's Secret that's smoked. They actually want to fight? Matu is not... If they get this Ancient Seal on Eurus, this could result in a kill. But they're both posturing on respective sides. Oh, the Swarm actually connects on two, and Somnus jumps in with the BKB. Down goes Yapster to start this thing off. Yang gets off the Doom onto Nisha. With that Pulse Nova still going, but it looks like he's going to drop as a result. So 2 for nothing. An Elephant continuing to snowball in this game.
Secret Slam's just not good against BKB. They just aren't. They have nothing. The Skywrath can't play. Leshrac can't play, and PA can't threaten yet.
Where's the body?
Triple BKB. I mean, you have to give Elephant credit. After the last game, they have definitely brushed it aside, Cinder.
Yep. We did say going into the series that we thought the most likely outcome was a 1-1. It seems ever the more likely right now. Flames on Tide. They're not finishing Roche. 15 seconds on Lesh. You're still respecting Secret gonna smoke. This is a big moment. They have no BKBs against the Ravage.
And Nisha is not up for another few seconds. FY still attached, but the Aegis goes in the arms of Elephant. It's gonna come. All right, Zai jumps in with the Ravage into the Mystic Flare as well. So they'll get a second kill here. Matu will be happy with that. But again, Aegis goes the way of Elephant.
And Ravage was used. So as soon as these two heroes respawn, you bet that Elephant are going to flush Secret out of the map. Right. They're going to go and push a tower, or they're going to go and gank them and feel invincible with their BKBs off cooldown. They might even defend top tier 1 here. Somnus is kind of thinking about it. It looks like they have Glyph. They're pinging it too. FY has buyback. Oh, this could be a big fight.
Oh, Somnus jumps in. He's going for Puppey first. Pops the BKB to take off the Ancient Seal. In the meantime, the Swarm coming from afar. Puppey has to grave himself. What? Was that a crit?
Yep, that it was.
All right, Somnus is dead, but the Glimpse cancels the TP. Phantom Strike to the other side. No grave available. Now it is.
Sick juke from Puppey here.
Yep. He will live, but sadly for Secret,
they saw him just barely with the static remnant when he was glimmering there.
Yeah, so grave tumble here, and Puppey is dead too. Yeah. So like you said, they got aggressive.
Secret do get the tower, but they lose Matu. I'm really curious what his quick buy is. I'm waiting for it. Hoping he's a bit more decisive than Nisha in last game, where it's just going to be misleading for 5 minutes.
And Nisha will buy components to 3 different items and then decide on combining one of them. Exaggeration.
He is hovering BKB here. I guess he has to get that on Lesh against the overwhelming damage of Doomstorm.
I mean, if you're
I think Eurus might just buy MKB here, right?
From Yang's perspective, is dooming Lesh even good? If Pulse Nova is already going?
Yeah, I think it's still
It still is good?
Yeah, there's so much more damage coming out of Lesh than just Pulse Nova. You also remove other things from the game. You remove the Yules, right?
Yeah, true.
You remove the Eternal Shroud active. That could help him too.
I feel like from a mid perspective, though, if you were to rank mid heroes that don't mind being doomed, there's not many. Lesh has got to be one of the better ones, at least, right?
If he has both Edict and Pulse Nova running, it's okay, but it still sucks. Just because this hero's impact in teamfights is so much about spamming spells, right? Like you have low cooldown Lightning Storm, low cooldown Split Earth. You can retoggle Pulse Nova for extra damage, and all those things just get removed. So it's still a good Doom target. At some point in this game, he might swap it over to the PA, just because, like we talked about, they have so good protection against in their BKBs that if they Doom the one physical guy who needs to Blink Strike to do it, then maybe they just take away any threat.
Zai's gonna get jumped. He's gonna get doomed. He's gonna be brought down. Easy for Elephant with another nice pick off there, as we just saw. Matu is working towards the MKB Cinder, so that's the choice.
I like that high five from Nisha and Matu off to the side. They were like, okay, Zai died instead of us. High five. Because they were heading that way.
Thanks for the tank. Tanking the gank.
Wait, is that a full Axe almost completed on Storm, or is he just hovering the point booster?
I was assuming Bloodstone, right?
Here I am!
Oh yeah, of course. He's getting Bloodstone. My bad.
Structures are fortified.
Yang taking a stifling dagger.
Is under attack.
So Zai is going to be up in 15 seconds. Still has Ravage, of course.
Disruptor Shard coming out. Slex is thrilled.
All right. Get to Thunder Strike your teammates. They get some attack speed. They get some move speed. They get... That's about it.
1.25 second buff that provides 50% move speed and 75 attack speed and increases radius to 650.
I mean,
It's pretty good on Storm.
I'm not saying it's a
throw it in
bad
Storm and he
idea.
jumps in.
Yeah, I think
Also
it's
good on
actually
Weaver. And Doom. It's
in
great
terms
for
of concept, it's one of the cooler shards actually.
Do you know if you can cast it on BKB to allies? You play a lot of Disruptor, you know this.
I probably played them twice, so
Yeah, that's pretty good.
absolutely not. You cannot do it.
Okay, thank you.
I know this definitively. Don't look it up.
I guess he's gonna use Undo just to give him haste, right?
Yeah.
There we
It's
go.
good on
Both testing it right now. He's whipping.
Oh,
it
he's
too.
got the whip too. That's nice. Some nice synergy.
Yeah, he's real.
I bet he
fast.
saw the neutral. He's like, oh, now I got to get shard.
Tower is under
The
attack.
ultra combination here.
Dire's bottom tower
I mean,
is
it's pretty
under attack.
terrifying. A hasted Doom just running at you
Oh, yeah.
with BKB in this game. He's gonna have Shiva completed now as well, Yang.
Oh boy, that's the arcane rune. Someone's like very excited. It's like a little kid just ready to eat his fried chicken, Cinderin. Fried chicken being delivered,
Dude, why are you
runs to the
talking-
table.
Can you stop talking about fried chicken? I'm actually getting hungry again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you're actually psyching yourself out.
That's true. My bad.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, I can't stop.
It's okay.
I mean,
Shiva's now on Doom.
fried chicken is even in the game when Yang goes on Skyrath. So, you know, it's...
That's true.
Oh, now I just see it everywhere, and I just see dead Skyraths being
I don't-
scorched earth.
Yeah,
Man.
the pig pole is not equipped right now. I don't
Which
think.
part of Skyrath do you think tastes the best?
The wings?
Really?
Yeah. Because it's not human. That part's not human. That's
They're
just a
purple.
wing of a bird.
A golden thread.
It's a bird.
Yeah, that's a bird. Angels are part bird. I'm pretty sure that's what the lore says. Anyway, back to the
Okay,
game.
it's fine. We're fine.
What? Was that the correct answer?
No, I'm just saying we're fine. We're fine.
Okay. What that means?
Yep. It's okay.
Alright, Sominus does have his Bloodstone now, working towards the Sheep Stick. He is quite farmed. 10k net worth lead at 27 minutes. This is
Yeah.
a very large lead. I can't... 62% win probably. That's actually lower than I thought it would be. Huh.
I guess Gabe really likes PA sometimes, but
Yeah, if he can crit twice as often, I guess. Nisha. Oh, they're going to cancel the TP with the Infernal Blade, and Yapzor looks to be next.
Nice glimpse.
Yeah, the
Nice
glimpse
glimpse.
out. So quick kill, super. Getting healed by FY. Oh, Yang's going to come back now.
Invisibility.
Elephant is definitely stopping this game right now. Why would it be only 62%?
yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that way about the game.
68 now. One kill?
I guess it's the I guess it's just the PA factor. He's hitting level 18 and he's getting a new damage item with his MKB. So maybe in the perfect world where they land their Ravage, they get key kills. That's got to be it. I don't think
I'm not saying it's impossible by any means.
it's definitely not
to be
impossible,
higher.
but you're far behind. That's fair to say. I would not say 2-1 here. I would definitely give Elephant more like a 4-1 or
Yang
better.
jumps in.
Dire's courier has
Zai
been
in quite a bit of trouble, has nobody nearby, so we'll just die.
is the other's cunning play.
Did you see how much damage Yang did to that Tide? That's kind of insane.
Infernal Blade is
Wolf
a
Pack,
very good spell.
Wolf Aura, Infernal Blade, Overcharge, and Quick Silver Amulet. It's scary. You're playing against 3 carries, basically. Secret right now. Like, all 3 cores in the enemy team do tons of damage.
I mean, is there a downside to playing Doom? Like, does he take up more space than a normal
Dire's
offlaner
middle
because he's
tower
taking a
is
lot of
under
farm, or
attack.
like, what are the downsides to this?
I don't know.
hero?
I'm just seeing Doom win every game I watch.
That's
right
exactly
now,
what I'm asking,
so.
though. Like, the downside here. So good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Super here. Secret are desperately trying to get a fight in favorable vision, but Elephant isn't giving it to them. It's gonna
More
back
move
off.
speed taken for the talent from Yang. So let's see how fat. I mean, there's a cap though, right?
He is already capped when he gets the 2
Yeah.
Disruptor spells. That's before Scorched Earth and Phase Boots, I think.
Exactly,
He's still
so-
hasted. Oh, he's not going to have those all the time.
For enemies.
Well, then
30 Doom DPS is a pretty... I mean, it's an okay talent. How much damage does that give to Doom? What's 30 times 16, Shannon?
8,000.
That is 480, you're correct.
Yeah.
So it's 500 extra damage on Doom if it runs full duration. It's good, but I guess the Scorched Earth move speed is just a real feel-good talent.
All right, the smoke up from Secret now. So BKB's been online for Matu for quite a while. He has the MKB as well. So this looks like the go time. for Secret. And if they lose this fight, then it might be close to being over.
Yeah, they need to make it count on this one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Shard is being built by Puppies, so he's going to get the sheep with Poison Touch.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've only seen that against like an illusion-based lineup.
Yeah, I don't actually know how good it is here. Also because there's not even a guarantee the Poison Touch is even going to land. Like Weaver can Shikuchi, Storm can jump.
Maybe it's one of those, hey, we're about to lose, let me just buy something that maybe has a bit of impact.
It might be the best 1400 gold he can spend. That's fair.
I mean, maybe Ghost Scepter.
He has it already.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
So what else can he even buy? Solar Crest for PA, maybe? You can start building that with a medallion. Arguably an item they should have in this game, especially because he already has the Blightstone, right? So maybe be worth considering.
Yep. Second Roche is up. Elephant would obviously like to get a pick off before going for it to make things a little bit easier, especially with Ravage still online.
They have a very good ward for this. Patiently waiting, Nisha's walking in.
Oh,
this
boy.
is bad.
Jump,
Secret.
and the Static Storm is there. The Ravage does go out for Zai, but Puppy's going to be the first to fall. Nisha staying pretty healthy, but Matu is getting dropped so quickly. Down he goes. No buyback whatsoever. But on the other side, Somnus does get taken out by Secret. Wow. So very important kills for each respective side. Doom died as well and bopped back.
I did not expect Secret to get that kind of an outcome there. That looked so bad, but Matu's MKB and immediately just jumping in and slaying the Doom really made the difference there. Doom didn't go off. He just got killed very quickly.
Yeah,
he didn't BKB, did he?
He didn't BKB.
He got ravaged. Okay, so it's just a mistake basically as well.
Yeah, but with the BKB available and knowing that PA is not here, has to buy back, but as we can see, doesn't have it. Ooh, a refresher already on Zai. My goodness. But the Aegis and Shard go the way of
Eurus is confident he has double damage.
Yep, Yapser gets deleted. Zai with a huge ravage. Is he going to get the time lapse off? He does. Back to basically full HP. And it looks like this might be the beginning of the end for game number 2 as Secret are dropping like flies.
I really like that attempt from Secret.
I agree. That was really cool.
Flat out super surprise factor. There was no way Elephant were expecting that Ravage to come out, but they barely had enough in the tank on Weaver to stay alive. I guess, in a way, maybe they shouldn't have tried for it just because you're going to kill an Aegis, right? And you know you're going to lose heroes for it regardless, but I think they felt a little bit desperate that they had to take a risk.
Dire's middle tower.
Push into the high ground we go. Matu trying to blow up FY. It's going to be close, but he will survive. Has to pop his BKB now. Zai stuck inside this kinetic field, and will get right-click down into Oblivion.
Surprised that Secret didn't buy back there if they wanted to try for this, right? They could have bought back Skywrath or Lesh, but maybe they were hoping to just get a quick pick and reset. Ion not dying there with the Glimmer Cape. Did they have Dust?
Ancient Seal? Oh my goodness. Yeah, not quite enough damage. Still has the Aegis, of course. Somnus from the other side of the map, basically going on top of Matu. This will be the end of the game, surely, if they get this kill. There's not enough mana to get to him, but no mana to close the gap even further. Find the kill. Yapsor in his fountain. And Elephant.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Looks like they're going to be primed to take, at the very least, mid-racks, if not more.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
FY with the overcharge healing up Eurus quite a lot here. They can't go for a second lane. Both tier 2s are up in the sides, so they're going to take their win and go to the enemy triangle. 24,000 gold lead. And now Gabe Newell is coming to the realization that Radiant are, in fact, very far ahead.
There's no crit in the world that can save you.
Well, there is no buyback on Doom. If Secret find another fight that they just took, like, maybe they can kill Doom and go from there, but there is just so much they have to get through. There's a Scythe on Storm. Weaver's finishing Satanic. There's just so many items.
Oh, the cheers out of nowhere. They've been building up for so much time for this moment at 35 minutes for the 25k net worth lead for Elephant. The crowd goes crazy, Cinder.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and saying this is not working as intended. The crowd has been completely quiet for 35 minutes, and now that it's almost over, they're like, yay!
That's a build-up over the course of the whole game. Finally gets released.
Maybe that's how it works. Maybe it's like stacking up, and eventually at some point there's been enough cheers. Good job, chat. You made sure to cheer at the worst possible time. I say chat, but I obviously Dota TV.
Well, there's a chat in Dota TV.
That's true. That's true.
And saying viewers doesn't sound as cool as chat.
Yeah.
Satanic now online for Eurus. He is got the MKB as well, so will be very difficult to kill, especially with that second life. And you have to assume that Elephant is gonna try to end things here pretty soon with this Aegis. Another sub 2 minutes to go.
Absolutely. I think they should just go high ground. I say just. They are fighting into 2 Ravages, so maybe it's a bit scary. Zai does have the mana pool for it. Costs him 925 to cast 2 Ravagers, or 950 actually. No, he's 1 mana short. He needs 1 mana regen tick to use his Soul Ring, Stick, or his Arcane Boots.
My good. Or you can just regen naturally.
That's what I just said, 1 tick.
1 tick.
He has 2 Ravagers. There's no mana burn on the Radiant.
Then he can't do anything after. It's funny because we don't see that too often because he went Refresher pretty early this game.
This is similar to last game from Elephant where they're in a really good position, but they don't want to use this Aegis to try a high ground. I feel like it's not even risky, right?
Yeah,
like
I agree.
You let Euros hit the tower, he has 2.5k health, and you have a relocate, and you have a Storm that can go in and punish if the enemy team start the fight, but they're electing to just let the Aegis expire. I'm not saying this is a losing strategy. They're obviously super far ahead, and this is also going to win them the game, but I feel like it is a little bit concerning from a confidence standpoint about...
Or strategy standpoint.
Yeah.
This is kind of like old school Chinese Dota, like in early stages of Dota 2 and late stages of Dota 1 even.
Yeah. The game was very different back then though. That was a phase in Dota 1 when buyback didn't have a cooldown. Going high ground then was very interesting late game. Storms with like 4 lives when they had 10k gold.
Yeah, those were good times.
Good fun.
That's why Necro Ags was great when it came out.
Yeah, great design. Loved that one.
I actually did unironically love that one.
Yeah, you would.
Buybacks can be really annoying when you're trying to end the game, Cinder. I don't know if you know this. Disabling it with an item. Oh, man.
The Absor
good times.
Has Glimmer Cape, Invisibility, Invincibility.
Yeah, the glimpse back into the kinetic field. Pops his Ghost Scepter, gets off the Mystic Flare, but he will eventually be brought to... Okay, the Grave, keeping him alive a little bit longer.
He's dead.
And yeah, Static... Ooh, okay. Ticks out eventually. Static Storm was an interesting choice, but...
I think that was actually necessary.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. 30k net worth lead for Elephant. They don't have Aegis anymore. And does that mean they're waiting for the next one? Based on their play so far today.
Like, I genuinely think any fight where they Doom Tide, it's over. I think that's all it takes. Aegis or no Aegis. But yeah, they'll probably wait for it at this point, right? Roche can respawn in 2 minutes, but... Like, if Yang has any ward in the base, they actually have one right now. If that one would see Tide and he blinks in with Scorched Earth, Shiva, and just Dooms Tide, I just think they get at least the lane of Barracks, right?
Yeah.
Like, Secret have no chance without their 2 Ravages. No way in hell. And he also has 2 Dooms, so he can Doom PA as well. If he wanted to. But Elephant being very, very, very patient. Playing it safe. It is a very high stakes game for them. Let's not forget, this game is actually super important for their chances of getting upper bracket and skipping effectively at least 1 round in the tournament. It feels very good to be top 4 in the group.
Yeah, they were
no matter if you're 4th or 1st.
So they're 3 and 6 right now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Overall.
They need to start winning games quickly. They could end, theoretically, they can end 10-6 now, and that is likely 3rd or 4th if they win out.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Oh, 3 Thunderstrike hits talent. I didn't even know that one was a thing, so that's pretty cool, especially with the shard.
Yeah.
That's really cool, actually. Damn. Slacks was right.
This is great. Wait, how many hits does that do now?
A lot.
7.
Yeah, that's insane.
This should make my life easier.
The game is continuing.
It is.
31k net worth lead for Elephant. 98%. They want... I think what they're trying to do is...
Haste!
They're extending until it hits 100%. That's what they really want. That, or they want tier 5 items again because they didn't get enough practice last game.
I wonder what it would take to go to 100.
I've been wanting this.
I mean, how often does it get to 100 right before you kill the Ancient?
I don't know what factors exactly the win probability uses. I think it's about gold compared to game time, and then hero win rates at any given time in the game, and items or something like that. And obviously structures taken. Like barracks changed the win rate exceptionally much.
Right.
But
Yang is actually working towards an Ags, which will allow him to break PA if he well, breaking Tide doesn't really matter.
not if he's dooming him, though. It's kind of irrelevant.
Actually can buy it right now if he wants, but
Axe on Storm.
I'm gonna get the big AoE of Electric Vortex.
Secret are trying to find a fish bottom. There's no fish to be had. Creep Wave, Elephant are waiting around the Roche pit and just keep on farming, not giving Secret any opportunity to find a single kill. Roche will spawn in 1 minute. So Somnus is going to be hanging out here for quite a while until he gets bored and goes and farms a jungle camp.
Yeah, and what can Secret do to contest the... I mean, they have a good Roche fight capability, but how are they going to scout this out is the real question.
Yeah, it's
all about timing here.
They can't really scout it, yeah.
Just got to guess. Oh, Yang pops the Shivas. Looks like this is going to be the death of Yapzor.
Oh, they also found Nisha with the spirits.
Oh my god.
Wait, what canceled his TP?
I think he might have... Huh?
Did he cancel himself? I don't think anything hit him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, what?
He might have canceled it.
I think he messed up.
All right, now that... I would assume they try to go high ground here and force out buybacks, but we'll see. Yeah, they are playing extremely passive. This
Yang is going to see Matu.
Yep, and there's the Doom after the refresher was used. Puppies in the vicinity. Yang is just going to try to reset.
He's giving them a lane of barracks, basically. Oh my god!
Electric Vortex onto 3 heroes from Somnus. And this looks to be the death, at the very least, of Matu. Although Puppy's still in the vicinity. All right, he will live. Double grave. Very nice. But like you said, the racks starting to take some damage. They get the tier 3 tower. Still 2 buybacks available for Secret. Elephant will get the melee racks at the very least. Yang in a 1v1 battle with Matu. Yep, relocate from the top side. Matu jumps right into the arms of FY, trying to take him out, but it's not going to happen. 84 seconds on the deck. No buyback. Super is doing a lot of damage to this range racks. You would think a Raptor could do a little bit more damage than that, but... Zai, all right, gets off the Ravage with the Mystic Flare combo. That's enough to take out Yang in the meantime. 120 seconds, but does have buyback, as the refresher is now used by Zai, so still another Ravage to go.
99%.
Okay, we're almost there.
Almost there. Any second now. Roche is up.
All right, when Roche... Oh, that's an Axe too. When Roche dies, does that go to 100%?
I don't think so.
No?
Touché.
Does it round up from decimals? That's the other thing.
Yes. Because if it didn't, then 100% would be 100%.
I figured as much as we see the replay. Okay, let's see what Nisha did. I'm pretty sure that's just a cancel on himself.
Yeah, I don't...
I'm trying to see if there's an Atos on anybody, but there's not, right?
No, I don't think anything stopped them.
Yep, so that is the Aegis, that is the Cheese, that is the Achanim Scepter for Mr. Super, so he has the AoE Doom. He has the point booster, so...
Yeah, he's probably going to go Scotty with that now.
Yep,
Very
I
cool.
think so.
Bloodstone.
Good.
Yeah. I think it's going to get turned into anything. I think this game is about to be turned into a draw.
I don't know. If I was Elephant, I might wait for the next Roche, just to try to get the refresher shard.
If you were Elephant, you would stall out the game to minute 60 so you could get tier 5 items and then you would end.
Yeah, I
don't
just
want tier 5 items.
I think after last game, they understand that you need to have Book of the Dead to be able to win in Dota.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with that in mind, this strategy is starting to make a lot more sense. It's either that or they're trying to mount a lead that has never been had in TI history, but there's still a long ways to go, right? I think we've had like a 60k plus network lead at some point. Gem on Somnus now, has the Arcane Rune, and they have everything they need. There's the Doom Ags.
A golden thread.
This feels like my pub games where
you get fountain.
I'm just trying to get to the late game. Like we're ahead, but I still want more items. Because it's more fun with more items.
This does remind me of the game I played with your Lifestealer, just that we didn't get to this point.
Yeah.
We just lost.
That's not my fault, though.
10 minutes earlier. It's true. It was my fault.
Yeah, for letting me pick Lifestealer.
For queuing with you.
Or that, yeah. It's always a big mistake.
Yeah. All right, base defense commence.
All right, Eurus.
Stun.
Ready to go. Split
Stun.
Earths galore.
I've been wanting this.
Gonna be hard to get to the other side.
Stun.
Yep,
It's
Eurus.
going in.
Nice timing. We'll get
Stun.
stunned again, though.
Stun.
Okay. Getting healed by FY.
Dooming Tide.
Yep, Yang jumps in.
my
Zai is dead, but he buys back into the game. Zonis, in the meantime, jumps on the back line. Have to reset. The Doom was applied, I believe, to Lesh as well, right? So
What the
on his
hell
way
was
back.
that damage on Tide? Did yours have double damage? Dude, how did he just die that fast?
It was quite quick.
That was insane.
And resetting is Elephant. So
Okay.
both Dooms were used.
Yeah.
So I think they're waiting for the next Doom.
That's 2 minutes, then their Aegis is going to expire.
I think that's what's happening. But the Ags is in his backpack. Wait,
He's using Midas.
was that the... Oh, okay.
He's going to swap it in when it's fighting.
It was
time. He
already
just wants the cooldown.
consumed, so... yeah.
This is about as greedy as you can get as a player. He's keeping Midas in for the sake of the cooldown. 47 minutes in with a full inventory. Because he wants to Midas over using Ags.
That, considering what I've seen so far today, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Oh, he blocked the camp. He's not going to be happy with that one.
Let's look at the replay here. How did Zai die so fast? Swarm is
Look at
applied.
this. So he gets doomed.
All
And then
right.
1, 2, 3 hits from Weaver.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he is broken as well, right? So no Kraken Shell.
Yeah, that's true. That definitely adds to the hurt.
Yeah. Eurus has the +1 Gemini.
It's time to
25
cheer.
Talent.
We love the jungle.
Yep. 50k net worth lead. That's probably what the cheers are for. Secret's really happy about that too.
Yeah, every fan loves that.
I wonder if you were to pause the game right now and ask Secret, how much do you think you're down by?
Yeah.
What do you think they would say? Do you actually think they think it's 50k?
Looking for me?
Probably not. Probably something like 30 or 40 maybe. I don't know. It's just such an astronomical amount that you probably wouldn't guess that, right?
Less than a minute left on Aegis. Will there be another wait for Roche?
There's no way.
I have never seen a team this passive since TI1,
Stupendous.
literally, where you were picking Anti-Mage versus Spectre every single game and just farming.
Apart from Na'Vi that just
Invisibility.
ran everyone over.
Yeah, Na'Vi was the exception. That's why they won TI, because they were the only one doing something different.
Oh, Io gets a 900 health talent. I didn't know that. It's pretty dope. Tanky.
Probably just going for the level 30 now. All right. Can we get a... I'm not sure if the cheers are actually working, but can we get a cheer when the Aegis expires, please? You guys have 8 seconds to comply. Here we go. Everybody chose not to cheer. Thank you, Cinder, and
Aegis
thank
is
you.
expired. It's time to go. Treads in.
My lord! Finish the game, for God's sake! It's over! Wait, what's the percentage now?
99.
Dude, if Secret win this game,
What are you going to do?
I don't know what I can do. They deserve to win. At this rate.
Why?
Because
they've been owned.
it's 50 minutes in, you're down 50k, and the enemy is too scared to fight you still. They're going
Secret
for
are a good team. They
another
could make
Roshan.
a great fight.
Unreal, actually. The split earths are too scary.
Yepsor's bathing
We
in
have a
them.
smoke here. Cheese is on Io. Definitely a good choice. Oh, the jump in. There's the sheep. There's the Doom as well. That is a dead Matu. No buyback.
They don't know that, though.
That's true. They don't know that. So maybe they should wait for the next Roche.
You refreshed?
Just in case.
Yang has refreshed. If he finds a Doom on Tide, the game ends. Tide has no buyback.
Yep.
One target he wants. Elephant are going to look for
showing
it.
himself. He's going to jump.
Oh,
the
tether
stun!
stun!
Oh my good, but doesn't actually matter here. The right clicks are there.
Glimpse.
And finally the Ravage comes out. The refresher as well. Another stun thanks to the tether. Not able to get off that second Ravage. And as expected, a Weaver died in this engagement somehow. Nisha actually TP's back to base successfully. Yang finishes off Puppy in style. We'll buy back into the game as Yaps are getting chased now as well. Lilith not being able to connect here as the buildings are slowly going down. Without the Weaver, they definitely lost some of that luster, but now they're going to probably finish this game here. A nice electric vortex onto 2. And Nisha finally dies. Does have buyback, but he's going to be the lone survivor if Yapster goes down here too, but looks like he'll limp away just barely. Samus with his massive damage just beating down these racks. This will be Megas. We're at, okay, what's the win percentage?
99.
God. All right. We're going to jump in again for Samus. Going to be a kill on Yapsor at the very least, and does have buyback as well.
Is under attack.
Tier 4 is
60K.
dropping very shortly. Very good play here. Doom again onto Mr. Matu, who's resigned to his death again. And, oh, Samus actually dies. Nisha tries to TP out, but comes back. That's going to be a dieback. Can we look at the win percentage after Yapster dies here? Need to see if this goes to 100%. Keep it on the screen as the Ancient will fall.
99.
Keep it on the screen. 99. Will it go to 100? Will it happen? No. Secret still has a 1% chance to win this game. If the servers were to crash, the game is nullified completely. But that is the end of game 2. That was quite different than the first game.
65,000 gold lead on the win. I think that's a TI record. I'm not sure, but I think that might be a TI.
It might be.
That's a big lead.
That was a 52-minute game that ended 25 minutes ago. But we got to enjoy it with each other, so that's what's important.
Yes. Had a good time. And I liked seeing Elephant making sure they didn't throw, because that was a really important game for them.
But if they play like that for every game, which they have been playing quite passive in general,
for it, but
10 minutes ago.
There is the risk that they get into a bad position in 2-man Ravage, and I think there's a little bit of PTSD from earlier games that they threw in this tournament. I think there was one where they were in a good spot and they dove way too deep, threw away their entire lead. I can't remember.
It's all
which
about
exact
finding
game it
that
is, but
balance, right?
Yeah, it's about
all
finding
about
the balance. And
so.
End of the day, what's important is that Elephant earned that win. Whether it took 10 minutes longer or not, they outplayed Secret every step of the way. So they were just better in this game.
That's right. They were clearly better from start to finish.
Yep.
Quite the difference of games between 1 and 2. But that is the end of today for us. So congratulations to both teams. They went 1-1 as expected. And we'll see how they go further in the groups. So see you guys later.